I need your seed.
Why?
Well, to sleep with it.
And as you fall, Enwin is still on his feet. The rest of you fall and break all of the tables inside of the Cheshire Club. To which Bo goes, "Come on!"
Best day ever!
Group, though. He would work with the group because he likes Cass, and that would just be really, really awkward on the battlefield.
What?
I don't think that's an awkward. Perfect person to protect Cass. I
Wait,
like
what?
it. Let's go.
I'm still
I
here.
don't need protection.
I'm still here. At the...
I know you are, sweetie.
Chris,
It's okay.
shh. The adults are talking. Shh.
Oh,
One
alright.
second, buddy.
I like it. I'm gonna. What did you
Chris
think
likes
of
Cass?
I like.
Where have you been?
Ibs was a little pretentious.
Abs was
and
my
for
favorite.
me.
I like Bob.
Thanks, Perry.
Alright.
Appreciate it.
Are you gonna leave?
Yeah, the crew needs me.
You go, and I'm gonna stay right here.
Oh my god.
And he nods his head. And he nods his head and walks you over to the door. And sort of opens the door.
Oh man.
There was mouth stuff poison? Oh yeah.
No smell stuff.
That came out wrong, sorry.
Sorry. I could not laugh.
Person has died, Ryan. A little decorum,
Death
please.
due to mouth stuff. Come on. Get over it.
I'll go home
Smack
now.
him across the face. I'm like, wake up.
All right, you smack Ryan across the face. We're set up in these stands or floating above the water. Have never seen a ship cross the finish line, but first. And they all watch as the first thing they see is Monkey See. Written along the side of the ship, crossing and backwards. And you have crossed the finish line. Congratulations, crew. You have won the first high lock race for the briefest of seconds. Let them be. Let them love and hurt and change and tell stories and die fighting and pouring drinks and doing the right thing even though it hurts. Just let them be. We can give them that.
Sit back, dear friends, and hear the tale, when fairies flew and ships did sail. You know the stories often told, of Peter Pan, both brave and bold, of Tinker Bell, clever and smart, of evil men born black of heart, adventure and treasure buried in sand, time held its breath in Neverland. But darkness fell on the island fair, a sickness rose of no compare, each creature and plant fell one by one, no respite found for anyone. So the island died, its people scattered, those left behind sight. Then through the darkness came new light. The island breathes and life returns. Within our heroes a fire burns. The drive to find those who are lost, to build a home at any cost. Join pixies, skeletons, a mermaid or two, healers, never boys, and lost boys too. They're here each week, new stories told, so pull up a chair and never grow old.
Hi everybody! Welcome. It is Friday night. It is time for a little Dungeons and Dragons. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. Playing some D&D as we do some boat racing. I've been looking forward to this all week long. So we got. I don't know why that used that voice.
There's a cowboy.
I'm tired. We've got a few.
So
Piece of garbage. We have a few announcements before we get started with tonight's game. Come and hang out with us on the Discord. We would love to have you as I.
No, I can do it. I can do it.
No, you're fine.
Everything's
You're
in the
fine.
way.
Come and hang out with us on the Discord. It's a cool place to hang out, and you get a little backstage. I usually go to you for insight into characters. I've been quiet this week just because Dad has been doing. I start off doing character notes for like the next couple sessions, and then I didn't. I started mapping out the paths that I see for the characters in a broad scope for the 3 campaigns that we do full-time on the channel. So it kind of got away from me, but I'm excited for what's to come. There's some cool stuff coming. I don't know why I'm adding a question mark, but it's really great.
He's really concerned.
So hang out with us on the Discord. We also have a merch store. Gang, it's pretty nifty, thrifty. You can get cool shirts like Ryan's supporting. And then look, Indigo Chameleon Twitch TV. There's a mug there, and then Indigo's got a mug, and it's just crazy. So you can get cool stuff like that and help support the brand. Meowdith just subscribed for 14 months. Thank you. Love you. Thank you, Icky. We appreciate the help. And then there's also an online store where you can buy bits and then use those bits to buy cool stuff like little presents for the characters. More bits. Automatic passes for skill checks, especially if you're exhausted.
Who's exhausted?
Yeah. If your character is exhausted.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. You need to be way more specific.
Crazy. We're all exhausted. There's also cool stuff on there, so check that out. If you're watching on desktop, you can like scroll down just a tiny little bit. Cool stuff. And check that out as well. Also, if you look down right below the chat, you'll see stream points. You'll see that little bitty karma there. I have it on good authority that Magnoth is 5,000 points away from being deified. Something I didn't think anybody would save their stream points for, but
You really should have known.
You
Here we
should
are.
have expected it.
It's super awesome fun ways for you to interact with these amazing players. There is always a 7th spot at the table for you. The reason it's not a physical spot is that's too many players. Let's be real here. That was just a
You'd be
metaphor.
so squished.
Cool stuff coming up this week. And Indigo is going to be surprised by one of these. Sunday night, we have a homebrew and brew with you.
And you.
Monday.
And you.
That's very good. Thank you. Where we homebrew a class that I had an idea for that it introduced itself in Indigo Chameleon. I think Ryan is going to immediately gravitate towards this class. It is called the Cooler. In Vegas lore, the Cooler was somebody that would go up next to somebody when they were on a hot streak. This person has no discernible skills. They are not a fighter. The only thing they are good at is negating magic. They are just an anti-magic field. One touch upon them, depending on how long the duration is how many hours that person or caster is without access to magic. They have spell slots just like regular heroes, but those spells are immediately cast to negate spells. There's no roll. There's no nothing like that.
That's awesome. He's a spelljammer. That's awesome.
Welcome to the Cooler. They actually have anti-bardic inspiration, where every time they compliment somebody, the person like overanalyzes the compliment. They're like, why would he say that?
Look at him. He's so pretty. Everyone loves him. He's so handsome.
Seriously, I could see Trevor doing that with anti-comedy.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
come on.
A horse walks into a bar, and the bartender's like, everyone out. This is an unsafe environment.
Yes.
So hang out with us on
I
Sunday.
can't believe you made a class just for me. I love it.
I'm very excited.
And you.
Are you happy?
How long were you waiting to do that?
Monday, we had an individual that we were trying to fill up and do a D&D 101 for. That was good friends with our good buddy Moswald, and we weren't able to find enough people, and we still are having trouble finding Central Floridians that looking to learn because we've played so many D&D 101s. We reach out. So Monday instead is going to be a one-shot. Indigo Chameleon doesn't get to play because she needs to take some time off, and I'm refusing to let her play. But it'll be a mix of newbies and veterans that want to play at different levels. However, what I have just decided just this moment is if you are a brand new player, you get to design your character however you see fit. If you are a returning player, your character will be designed by the Discord. They will design every single aspect, every single race, class, particular character trait will be decided by the Discord, and you will not be able to know what you are playing until that evening.
I can't wait.
So join us for a little D&D roulette.
I want it so bad.
Tuesday night, we're gonna go back to Wonderland. Bob made a triumphant return to Wonderland, and he and Olive slept together. So that was, there's lots.
That was a thing that happened.
That was an amazing thing that happened. You guys constantly surprised me in that game. The crew went hot tubbing, and there was a lot of character bonding and things like that. They
Sounds
drank.
like it.
They drank. Fix got so drunk that he woke up the next morning and realized that his bare butt had paint all over it, and he had gone to every painting in the house and did an imprint of his butt on every single painting around it. So lots of shenanigans ensued, and we're going to unwrap that mystery together, like a little Ferrero Rocher. And we just,
I love that.
now I really want one. Thursday, we go back to the Lost Isle.
Cupcake.
Ooh, I might. Yeah, I can't cupcake and DM.
Oh.
My fingers get sticky.
Try it later.
Thursday, we go to the late 1500s in London, England, with the crew from the Lost Isle, as we explore two things. The opening night of Midsummer Night's Dream, as the crew gets to interact with William Shakespeare, and the Fey courts that have commissioned William Shakespeare to write these plays in order to get the information out there when another production seeks to usurp this spot. Production by the name of the Yellow King. The Yellow King, which is tied to Cthulhu lore. So Shakespeare and Cthulhu, two great tastes that taste great together. So tune in for that on Thursday. I think that's it for announcements. It was a long one. That's what she said. Anyway, so once upon a time in Neverland, the crew returned back to their ship, the Monkey Sea. They decided to do that knowing that their time for this race was going to come up and catch up on them very quickly. They decided to go and explore an island that drew their attention and based on their curiosities and a group of dinosaurs that were off the coast. They explored Dino Island, and they met an interesting figure that claimed to be a warden of the area that had a small army of goblins at his disposal. It turns out he was psychically controlling those goblins, and that they were hunting dinosaurs on the island to provide exotic meats to people across the planar verse to sell those meats and things of that sort. People that wanted to eat dino meat. They also met a wonderful woman by the name of the librarian, Larafel, who is the daughter of Amelia Earhart. And she spent a little bit of time with the group and introduced them to her, introduced her to her wonderful world of caring for mystical beasts and animals by providing books for them that had. That's why she wasn't in the library. Yes, providing books to provide environments for them.
I'm in love with her.
So the group made the right choice, made the impetuous choice, made the choice to side with the librarian and send the warden packing. Then they were met with an even harder choice as they discovered that there was necromantic magic fueling. There was a necromantic energy that was being held captive up at the top of this mountain on the island. The group, after a long debate and much talking and discussing, decided that they were going to let the dinosaurs live here. They were not going to send them back to whence they belonged. And Cal, upon opening his third eye, looked upon Death, and Death looked back, and Death waved, and Ryan waved, and they became best friends. Not really. Death is out to get him now.
I went backstage and cried.
That being said, the crew went back to their ship where a familiar face is finding them well in the morning, and that is the visage of Hylock. Hylock, if you remember, was the small, eccentric-looking character that interacted with you all the first time you did your race, the very first time. I would say that after a bit of time, with Hylock's energy, radiating across the cabin as he walks about the deck and sort of looks at the improvements to the Monkey Sea. All of you begin to stir and wake up from where you rest. A lot of you rest below deck. Slowpoke, you with your special abilities, being the captain of this ship, would walk out of the captain's quarters. All of you, some of you didn't rest at all, and due to the events that happened in the previous episode. But all of you start congregating on the deck as Hylock begins to summon you and call forth and things of that sort to meet up with the group. Yeah, everybody's there. You come down from the crow's nest?
Yes.
Okay. And you come from wherever you are. All of your elementals gather with you, and Hylock is spending a bit of time just go, oh, hello, what is this? And he goes up to Anchor, and he's sort of examining him, and he goes, oh, this is a fine ship. I like it, very much so. And, so are you all ready for the race that's coming up? Yes? This was
that now?
Well, this was the agreement for the prize money. It's today. I will be transporting everyone here. Encounter roleplay. Oh my gosh, thank you for the raid of 23 people.
Oh my gosh!
Thank you, welcome. We are in Neverland right now. We're getting ready to do some wacky racing here aboard our ship. So as Hylock comes aboard, he looks at every one of you and he goes, with your permission, I will be transporting the ship to the starting line, and we will get started with today's with festivities. The race is not till this evening. You'll actually be off the coast of a small island. You'll have a little bit of time to mingle with the other racers. There's plenty of food and drinks to be had. I would not overindulge, just because you need your wits about you. The race this evening is going to be a night race. It's not absolutely conducive for racing aboard a ship of this caliber, but there's other surprises to be had, and where we go, it makes it better if it's at nighttime. This is a little more challenging. Do any of you have any questions before you're transported from this spot?
Anybody?
No?
No.
Perfect! And Hylock will walk forward, and as he does, he will take both of his hands out from his pockets, taking the gloves off of his hands, and rub them together and just go, all right, clear, and slap both of his palms aboard the ship. There's a lurching moment. You feel as if it's that same feeling that you've all had when if any of you have been transported a long distance and things of that sort. The ship is just yanked as if it's on a small thread and pulled. When you are awaken, or when the ship finally stops, you are in a harbor. You are in the small inlet like this. The island is round and encompasses the row of ships. However, you see all of the other ships have privacy screens set up in the form of water. So as a ship comes up to dock, the water responds to that ship and forms a privacy screen around it, separating it. There is a small boat that is there to lead all of you to the shore. Hylock will immediately jump down off the boat and feather fall his way down to the small rowboat that looks to be taking everybody to an area set up with, for lack of a better term, a Hawaiian luau. There is roasted pig. There's hula dancers. There's fire dancers. There's Hylock has spared no expense for the racer. Spared no expense for the racer meet and greet. Who is taking the small rowboat with Hylock, and who's just flying over to the island?
I'm taking the rowboat.
I'm gonna take the rowboat.
Eris, Cal, rowboat. Yeah.
I'll take the rowboat. Sure.
Rowboat?
Yeah, let's not use a spell if we don't have to.
Yeah. You guys all pile in the rowboat, and you don't know how, but it's a little bigger. As more people get in, the rowboat goes. All right. Well, there will be announcements before the race starts this evening. I recommend that if any of you want to get a little bit of rest, you can. Kung Fu, yes. Oh, good. Poi. Yes. There are the smells of the cooked food. We are doing great encounter roleplay. We're having we just got started, so it's perfect. So yes, the smells of cooked food and fish and fruits, all of that begin to wait from the shore to where all of you are. Hylock goes, the stakes are high for this particular race. Before there were magical items and things of that sort. You are welcome to make wagers with some of the other racers, if you so choose. The winner of this particular race gets 50,000 gold pieces. Now, granted, you will not be receiving 50,000 gold pieces because I put up the money for you to enter the race, but I think you will be receiving a respectable sum, should you all choose to win. So,
I think we'll do that.
I don't know, guys. How you feeling? You want to win?
I also dabble in the arcane arts myself, and have acquired quite a bit of odds and ends in the terms of magical items that I would be happy to share with you, depending on if you win or not, just for participating. It's like the participation ribbon. You know what I mean? You're going to get it anyway, but don't be a loser. Win the race. Does that make sense?
Yes.
All right, perfect. Oh, there is a small change. Just as in the previous race, all of the racers are being magically protected. You don't have to worry about them coming to any harm. They will find themselves on the shore once their ship is destroyed or their body isn't. With the exception of the ships that place in second and third, their ships will be destroyed. There are 13 races, so that's great. The first place, 4th through 13th are all fine, but second and third, their ships are destroyed. It gives things a little extra, oomph.
I think it'd be like last place would be destroyed.
No.
I mean, you'd think that.
Why?
It lets him do it again.
Well, I mean, second and third, like you did pretty good.
You're the first loser.
You are the first loser.
Oh. Yeah.
There are some ships that, when cut neck and neck, have to make a decision then, don't they? Whether they pull back.
To save themselves, or they go for it.
How much do you believe in yourself?
So what's stopping people just not going?
Well, then they don't win.
50,000 gold.
My question. So what
if it's neck and neck, you know?
My question is, what happens to our elementals?
I'm not sure. I'm sure we can figure out some
Could you
thing.
promise that they would be safe?
Give me a persuasion check, please.
That's an 8.
He looks at you.
Tides of Chaos.
Okay.
Oh my god, are you kidding me?
Was it another 8 or is it lower?
No, it was the same.
Okay. He looks at you for a second, and he squints a little bit as he studies you, and you see for the first time the air gets a little crisp as Eris is literally channeling the wild magic around her as she tries to reach out. But this individual, Hylock, seems somewhat immune to the wildings of chaos magic, and he looks. You have a wild magic surge. Go ahead and roll a D100 for me. I can choose to use this at any time before you take another long rest.
54.
I love wild magic.
Okay. Roll 5d6.
Oh, no.
Oof.
Oof.
Add them together?
Yeah.
18.
Got it. Cool. 18. It's not that bad.
Okay.
Hylock looks at you and goes, that's not my prerogative.
Well, I guess that means we have to win then.
You have
Or
to
lose.
win. Or lose. See?
Just no middling.
No middling. Middle of the pack is fine. Or you could get neck and neck with someone and just destroy the other two ships around you.
Let's do that.
That's
a good idea.
See? So many options. Enjoy the party. And Hylock rides with you all to the shore, and immediately as he gets off the shore, two very muscular men come by and lift Hylock up, one by each arm, and put him aboard a chair, then 4 more men come out and lift the chair up and lead Hylock into the party as he waves at everyone and smiles and nods at people.
I'm keeping an eye on where he goes.
Okay, yeah. He's easy to spot. Hylock draws a crowd. The other racers don't know if he has any sway, but you can see that a lot of the racers are trying to get in his good graces. You know what I mean? Like they're trying to suck up a little bit to the boss man. Plenty of food, plenty of drink. Heroes. Before the race starts, I'm actually giving you a few minutes if you want to socialize. What are you going to do with your little bit of time before this race starts?
So every other like captain and player.
The place is packed. I'll say this: it is stacked. There's soft music going. The breeze is lovely. You see a litany of individuals moving about the space. What would you be looking for? You tell me.
I'm
what
looking
you're
for. Like something that would just look like they'd not human, like something that's so out of place.
Okay, there is a levitating kiddie pool filled with the most beautiful women you've ever seen in your entire life, with tails. They're mermaids, but there is a floating kiddie pool that seems to be moving about the space, and the women will just sort of lean out and flip their tails, and like people will like look up at them and just sort of like be enraptured, and they'll talk to them. And but there's a floating kiddie pool with that.
I feel like mermaids make sense for the ocean. What like doesn't make any sense? Like if I look around, what just makes no sense?
Perception check. Anybody that's looking for something weird, you're keeping an eye on.
I'm gonna go follow him.
Okay.
What people? Not one.
Oh wait.
It's honestly
beach is empty.
This fits me so well, Des. This is too many people for you.
Yeah.
This is not your scene. Like this is not. People are partying and like dancing and like.
What is it?
Like, I can just imagine you being like.
What about 12?
So what did you roll?
Mine was also a 12.
A 12. What are some weird people?
I'm tired, boss.
Okay. A being that you have never seen before. An individual that is androgynous. You can't tell if they're male or female.
Mm-hmm.
Is away from the crowd. They're leaning up against a small tree, and occasionally they'll pull a stopwatch out of their side pouch. They'll look at it, and they'll look about the space, and they'll put it back in, and you can see that they're obviously nervous. Occasionally they'll go like this. They'll go. It looks like they're like thinking about something, and their image gets fuzzy, like hazy, and then they'll clench their fist really hard, and it snaps back into focus.
Interesting.
I'm gonna go talk to him.
Okay. That's their Thistle. What are you looking for?
I don't know. I'm gonna go talk to the mermaids.
I love it. Yep. You're chasing after Hylock. What are you looking for, guy?
We're going to the betting booths. We're gonna go find some bookies.
Yeah, it's big.
Of course I would.
You see it. Yeah, you see a couple of individuals, and it's actually a Warforged taking the bets.
Of course.
Standing there, and this Warforged has 4 extra arms on each side. That's just taking bets and stuff like that, and it looks like they're able to keep track of everything. Miss Audie, Clip, would you be looking for anything in particular? Or are you just soaking up the scenery?
Everyone kind of left, and she's not very.
Yeah. No, Des is still there. Des is kind of like not into the party.
I'm gonna cast Conjure Animals.
Okay.
And I'm gonna have 2 dire wolves just next to me.
Yeah.
As kind of like a don't go near me.
I think there was an individual like walking forward, and then it just.
Nope.
Hard pass.
Hey, would you like to buy a drink? I said to myself.
I think Clip. I just want to walk around and like I'm gonna command them to keep an eye out as well because they have advanced perception when they're together.
Okay. Cool.
So all 3 of us are kind of just keeping an eye out for anything dangerous, trying to keep an eye on everyone, make sure everyone's okay.
Okay. I'm not going to be curt. I'm not trying to be curt with you guys, but this will probably be like 10 minutes, and then we're going to jump into the race.
Yeah.
Okay? So,
No, that's fine.
So as you go over to this, I like how Kung Fu Kung Fu Grasshopper described this as a dimension jumper. You don't know what they are, but they're odd. They've got various instruments sort of strapped to their person. As you walk up, they look over at you and just sort of nod.
Yeah, I'm just gonna basically be like, man, these races sure are weird, aren't they? You ever done one?
Yeah, like something along the lines of kind of like it, but not like exactly like it. What about you?
I've done one.
You did?
Yeah.
Did you win?
No.
Oh.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah, well, you win some, you do the other side, not that.
Was it luck, or are you just inherently bad at racing?
No, it was a funny story. We had no cannons. We just had no cannons.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, or weapons.
You had no weapons.
We thought it was just a race.
Then you're inherently bad at racing.
Yes.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Well,
How did you do in yours?
I won.
Oh, good job.
Thank you.
Did you have cannons and stuff?
Yes.
That was it. Was just cannons. What else did you use?
Are you asking to be friendly or to scope out the competition?
I'm just curious.
I'll
fully disclose. I have cannons now.
We had cannons, but I had to sell them. I had an idea, and I wanted to kind of run with it.
Oh, okay.
Cannons break and entropy, and I thought it might be more interesting to make my weapons a little bit more unique.
Oh, okay. Ours are just plain.
Are you allergic
to what? To cannons?
Paralysis?
Paralysis. I don't know.
Okay.
All right. Well, best of luck.
I finished talking.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't, so I'm just gonna say best of luck, and hopefully you either win or don't even come close, for your ship's sake. All right, goodbye.
They look down at their watch, and as they do, they look over at where you are, and they look like they're studying you as you sort of like back away and stuff like that. And they take their watch and they like click it. They like take the hand and they move it over as they're studying you, and then they close it.
Okay.
I want to know how Billy and Garrison know how I talked like in high school.
Okay, but I'm not done. So I love it. That was great. So let's go to Thistle. You go over to the small pool, floating kiddie pool filled with mermaids.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you? How many are there?
There's three
in
this
mermaids?
small kiddie pool.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like your kiddie pool. I mean, it's probably not as comfortable as just being in the water. Are you freshwater mermaids or saltwater mermaids?
We're saltwater mermaids. You're a child.
Yes.
Is your mommy here?
No. How long have you been in Neverland?
We're not in Neverland.
Well, okay.
She turns back to the other two and they whisper something, and then the two of them just start laughing and they look over. And this one turns back to you.
I bet they've been trying high school.
It's Regina George. You guys are girls.
I thought we went to the same place.
So you don't have a mommy?
Oh. Are you trying to be mean to me?
No. I don't have to try.
You're just being mean to me.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think it's a little easier to be mean to the girl with two rats on her shoulders.
I'm sorry. I like my rats, and they're awesome, and they will bite you if you continue to be mean to me. Won't you?
Scritch goes, and the other one on the other shoulder is like, it's just a string of obscenities that come out of it. And then you could take your mother and then this is what I'm gonna do. And then like the other two mermaids like kind of turn around from who they're talking to and look out, and And you've never heard some of these words. Like some of these words coming out of this rat's mouth, and then it's like, and then
I taught him everything he knows.
The mermaid's like, I look forward to racing against you.
Oh, you're racing?
Mm-hmm.
You have a boat?
Yes.
Why?
Because that's what you need to participate in the race.
But you're mermaids.
True.
You can just swim.
Right.
So what kind of boat do you have?
It's a great question. What kind of boat do you have?
I asked you first.
You did.
You have to tell me first.
No, that's not how it works.
That's how it works for me.
I feel like I'm losing brain cells having this conversation with you.
Probably. Maybe it will make you less good at boating.
Our motivation is now to get as far ahead of you as we can, so we're not downwind of the stink that you're putting out.
Ooh, I can make a lot of stink. Tell you what, you just wait till tomorrow, and I'll show you all the stink that I can make.
I look forward to it.
Yeah.
And she just turns back to the other two and rolls her eyes.
I'm trying to insult a child, and she's just like, yeah, I do stink.
You give me a perception check.
Oh my god.
Oh, that was my first roll on my new die, and it was a 5. But it's 12.
Okay, DC 10. It's not that hard. You look back at Scritch, and Scritch kind of like nods his head, and you look back, and the other one's not there.
Is the kiddie pool... Okay, is the kiddie pool... What is it made of? Is it like an inflatable kiddie pool?
No, it is not an inflatable. I'm not going to let you pop it. However, you sit there for a little bit, and you just notice that your new buddy is gone. Like, your Scratch is gone.
Scratch is gone?
And then you wait a little bit of time, you're going to walk around, and then Scratch crawls out of the pool. Crawls out of the pool.
Yeah.
And, you see them all, freak out a little bit, and they pick him up, and they kind of, throw him out of the pool. And he just, he comes bouncing on the ground, crawls up onto your shoulder, and he's just like, I just took a dump in the pool.
Is this like a really well reinforced floating pool?
Really well reinforced pool. Almost like the DM thought that you might try to pop this pool. And if there was a god that controlled pool tensile strength, it's up there.
Got it.
I would say that it would be almost impossible.
Okay.
Scratch goes, I totally took a dump in the pool.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm really proud of you.
It was a good one.
Yeah?
Yeah, there was horn. It was bad.
Are you sure you don't want to too?
Scritch just turns his head and looks.
I mean, you probably don't, because you probably don't. You're non-corporeal. Okay,
What?
yeah,
You're not
that's
real?
sort of. Okay, so it's not gonna work, but that's okay. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah.
Bye, ladies. Have a good race. Suck it. And they're all dumping water out of the pool. They're all just doing this. Let's cut to Cal.
Yeah, let's go make some bets.
Yeah. Cal, you walk up to the Warforged, and all of a sudden a spot clears in front of him, and he issues you forward, and he goes, "Hello there, friend. Welcome to the betting pool. My name is B00K3.
Book. I like that. So what are the odds? What are we playing with?
I don't know what ship you're on, so I can't tell you your ship's odds.
What is the odds for the Monkey Sea?
I'm sorry, which one?
For the Monkey Sea?
The Monkey Sea.
Yes.
Yes. The Monkey Sea. He looks at it and he says, "You're coming across as a bit of an underdog, but not by much.
Okay.
Because you're just coming off of a win.
Mm-hmm.
So it is 40-60.
40-60?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, do you only bet on the first one in, or is there other odds, or is there other ways to play?
There are other odds. You can say that your ship will not be destroyed, or you can bet that another ship will come in first, second, or third place. You can bet on multiple ships. There are countless ways to be able to do this. You can also do something that we call the premium package. The premium package is you are betting on one ship, you are making one bet and one bet only. That ship will not be destroyed. It will come in first, second, third, or fourth place.
Okay.
And everyone from the ship that starts the race will make it across the finish line.
So in order
that pays out 10-1 odds.
So in order for it to win, it has to come in first
First,
or
second,
fourth.
third, or fourth place.
But if it gets, it's gonna get destroyed if it comes in second or third. So it's only first or fourth.
First, second, third, or fourth place, sir.
Heard you. All right. Yeah. Let's do that one.
How much gold would you like to put on?
I'll put I got a little money to play with. I'll put 2 platinum on Monkey C.
Monkey C, 2 platinum.
2 platinum.
Any other bets, sir?
I can't because you only said I can only put 1 on. So let's go with that.
Oh, understood. And he looks. Yes, he hands you a small slip of paper.
Cool.
There you are, sir. May the gods of fortune be ever in your favor.
And he's just gonna walk away and be like, and we are.
Good. You two spend some time walking around. I think no one comes up to talk to you.
Good.
I think with the 2 wolves, like with
Good.
Des, if you and Clip are sort of with hanging out with each other, no one comes up and you immediately like go like, can I have one? Like a wolf, like to protect in social interactions and stuff like that. But you two are fairly unmolested, except for an individual, a member of the tribe. It's a gentleman that walks up to you that you have never met before.
Okay.
He's older in appearance, and he breaks away from a group of individuals and walks up to where the wolves are and gets down on his knees so that they're there and bows to them, like really low to the ground, each to each one, and then turns back to look over at you. And looks over at you and says,
Put as much.
doesn't say anything, he just kind of nods his head. You are racing?
Yes. My crew. And yourself?
Druid?
Druid. And yourself?
Yes, I'm racing. Who do you follow?
I follow no one. I am a part of a team. Who do you follow?
I follow no one. I am part of a team.
You are a mirror. You're following me. And what I say.
No. If I am, it is of no unintention. Or no intention. I just never met anyone that left the tribe, such as I.
The tribe is still with me.
I'm not gonna try this thing called alcohol.
Oh, all right.
Real uncomfortable. I'm
Hey,
gonna walk away.
Have a drink.
He nods at you, and then he goes, good luck in your race.
It is the same race.
I understand. Good luck in our race.
Good luck in our race.
This tastes terrible.
He extends a hand to you.
Mm-hmm. I take it, and I say, may the child keep you.
When you say may the child keep you, he yanks his hand back from you. And reaches into his pocket. Do you have any of the wooden statues?
The last wooden statue that I had was the one I gave.
Yeah, the wolf.
Do you have
it's
any
on
that
my
are
staff.
still intact?
Any that are still intact. I have my own wood carvings.
What is the first wood carving that you think of?
Shoot, it would be a chameleon.
Okay.
Yeah.
He reaches into his pack and pulls out a little chameleon wood carving. And he hands it to you.
All right. I pull out. Is mine still in there?
Yes.
So now I have 2.
It is identical.
It is identical.
The wood, the small
The
imperfections, the grain.
I take them out and I compare. Absolutely everything's the same.
May the child keep you.
How many of these do you have?
He nods at you and then he walks away.
No, I chase after him. I keep in step with him.
He turns around and puts his fist up. Please, I don't want anything.
Where did you get this?
I made it. Let us exit in peace.
Go then. We could have figured out some sort of message that we're both trying to get. But if you don't want to, then that's up to you.
Persuasion.
Nope.
Okay. He backs away. He puts his hands up. You see he's channeling ki.
I'm like leaving.
Yeah. Okay. He walks back into the crowd. Okay.
It's okay, guys. All the rules are saving for the race.
I didn't bet as much as I thought I did.
Earth 2 Desma.
For some reason, I thought one platinum was.
Highlock.
I think you just met Earth 2 Desma.
Highlock is in his chair and is parading around and stuff like that. It's going to take you a while to get. What are you doing? Are you asking questions? You're just watching him, or are you just?
Yeah, I'd like to. Is he by himself?
No, God, no. This dude is never by himself. Not only does he have like the individuals on either side of him, but he is interacting and schmoozing with every racer that comes up. You see men, women, creatures. Hey, Gaming Brew, welcome. You see men, women, creatures of different sizes, shapes, and makes. Stuff people you've never seen before, coming up to him and interacting with him. But this dude is so gregarious. He is never alone. There is not a quiet moment in this. He's moving about the space. He's glad-handing. He's shaking. Occasionally, people will come up to him and slip him gold pieces. I think you spend enough time watching him, but he takes the gold pieces and says, "Good luck in your race and with your placement." And he takes the gold pieces and puts them in his pocket. You have another one that comes up and goes, "We were interested in sponsoring in the upcoming years." He's like, "Contact my assistant. I'd be happy to understand." At one point, his eyes dart over in your direction and says, "Eris, welcome. Did you have a question before you got started?"
Yeah.
In a minute. What is it, Eris?
Is there any way we could have a moment alone?
No.
Why is that?
Because I don't want to. I work best in a crowd. I feed off of it. I'm a bit of an extrovert. If you'd like to pay for a little bit of an individual time, I'm happy to do that. But my time is precious and valuable.
How much?
100 gold.
I give it to him.
He claps his hands, and as he does, a small dome immediately erupts from a wand at his side, encompassing the two of you in a dome of silence. Go ahead. My time is short, but you have paid for it.
Let's see.
This isn't what you look like normally.
Is it?
No. It's not.
And who's to say what I look like normally? Would you say that I look more like a pixie?
No.
No? Maybe instead I look like a small boy in a green suit with a sword at his side and a small pixie over his shoulder.
No, you
a
have...
man in a red coat
No,
with a
you,
hook.
you have horns.
And what if I do, Eris?
I just feel like you're familiar to me and I don't know why.
That's probably true. But if I am hiding from something,
I mean, I hid for a long time as well.
That's true. That's true. Tell you what.
Hold on. That's true. So that means you know.
Yes, of course. It's my job.
To know everything about me?
To know things about the things I want to know about. Eris, let's sweeten the deal. You want to know about me? You want to see my true form? You want me to answer questions? Come in first. If you don't, it's no sweat off my back, and I'm not going to say you should push the crew to do something foolhardy or reckless, but it would mean a great deal to me financially if you came in first. So come in first. Use your wits and guiles, your wild magic surges to your advantage.
Okay.
Okay. Very good. The blue ones, don't use.
The blue ones don't
The
use.
bubble unfolds.
I heard you right?
Yes, you heard me right.
And I walk away.
Ladies and gentlemen, the time for the race has begun. There is a small clap from him, and he begins to levitate over the crowd, glad-handing with people, throwing leis that seem to manifest from his hands outward to the crowd. I am going to sound the horn as the sun begins to set. I would make your way to your ships. Prepare any defenses or offenses that you would like. However, there are things you should be aware about. Once again, do not forget that the racers that come in second and third, their ships are forfeit to me. They do not belong to you anymore. They belong to me. They are, as far as you're concerned, destroyed, lost to the seas of time itself. There is a prize that goes to the winners, and I am happy to announce that that prize is 50,000 gold pieces. And after a very generous donation from an anonymous source, that prize has actually gone up a great deal. That prize is now 85,000, and you are all encouraged to shop at Dimitri's for all your arcane goods. Lord Dimitri's, so good, it must be royalty. All right.
Instantly, Eris, you have a +5 to a roll.
Eris, +5. Use it when you need it. There is a small sending stone on each of your ships. You'll also find a set of instructions should you have on using that sending stone written in a language I know you and your crew are familiar with. In addition to the race are these. He will trace a hand through the air and he goes, arcane locks. These locks are built into the water and floating slightly above it. You'll notice that previous races have had something similar to where you could branch off the path a little bit. These, my dears, are also off the path, but thanks to me and my cunningness, these are surges of wild magic that affect your ship or someone else's. The problem is you will have to decide whether you want that surge to affect yours or someone else's. That choice will go to someone at random on the ship, and it could be good things like a burst of speed when you so need it, the ability to go fully submersible under the water, or it could be something terrible, like turning your ship 180 degrees so that you maintain the speed that you're maintaining in the opposite direction. Or it could be one of your crew takes a little jump into the drink. Use the arcane locks as you see fit. You'll notice the different colors pertaining to different things. There's blues and reds and greens and things of that sort.
I message Slowpoke immediately. The blue ones don't use. Please trust me.
Okay. He says that.
No other rules. He's like, got it.
Cool.
Pylok looks over. All right. Make your way to your ships, and I can actually help a little bit with that. And with that, with a point, all of you are transported immediately to your ships as a curtain of water is in the front, the sides, and the back, cordoning it off from outside views. No one is able to look at your ship until the race starts.
I hate transporting. I hate it.
So, anyone find anything fun? Anybody?
I tried alcohol. I hate it.
Well, that's a choice. Anybody else?
I spoke to Hylock. The blue ones don't use.
The little locks?
I paid for that information. Please, we have to win this.
No blue ones.
No blue ones.
Guys, I know I've been getting younger, and I know my, planning skills aren't all they used to be, but I'm not without my, reasonable side. So I've come up with a plan. We're gonna go really fast.
That's a great plan. Perfect. You're really smart.
World's greatest cup of coffee.
With that,
It's also an obvious plan.
I just bet.
Okay,
You guys
we've got like no time before the
10
race.
minutes.
We've got 10 minutes. Okay.
I expected you guys.
I'll give you an hour.
I just wanted to change Scritch into an octopus.
This is enough time to take a short rest if you so choose. It is enough time to do whatever you would like to do. You take an hour, you burn some incense. Scritch is being turned into an octopus. Scratch is still in rat form.
Yes.
Okay.
I expected you guys to come back and say, like, you made a lot of food, or like I did and bet some money, but no, we've got information and you seem to have a coming to peace with yourself. I guess I was the one that was.
What'd
losing
you
this
bet?
time. Huh?
What'd you bet?
Bet on us, of course.
What did you bet?
I bet 2 platinum.
Okay, that's better than I thought you were gonna say.
Because out of context, Ryan forgot how much 2 platinum actually was, and I thought I was betting more than that.
Who's Ryan?
How much would you, Ryan? How much would you have bet if you could have bet?
I thought 1 platinum was 100 gold pieces, so I was gonna bet 200 gold.
200 gold.
Yep.
Bet.
And suddenly God rained from the sky is like, fix that.
Next got it, buddy. Thumbs up. Thanks, God.
Oh, we could have used him for the race.
You only get one.
Oh no.
God goes back to his magical kingdom.
Oh man.
Thanks, God.
His magical kingdom, whatever it's called.
It's got to be a name for it. Godland. We
Nailed it.
We nailed it.
The pieces were there. We just had to put
Texas.
it together.
Yep. So 200 gold pieces on the monkey sea.
Yeah. Yep.
With the sun beginning to set.
200.
Where does everyone position themselves aboard the ship?
Cal, make sure the cannons are loaded.
Already there.
Good job, Cal.
Cal sends you a message from where the cannons are. I'm already there.
Done.
I am going up to, since she's in the crow's nest, I'm going to go up to the bow of the ship, like as high as I can. If I can balance on the edge, I'll balance on the edge. But if not,
Okay, you're on the bow of the ship. You're on the bow of the ship.
Alright, DM question.
I have a DM answer.
I have a spell called Tidal Wave that's supposed to be used for damage, but if I use it to give us a boost when we start, would that be okay? Thanks. Cool.
That's our Mario Kart.
So I'm at the back.
But you have to do it on the set, like on second 2.
You gotta do it on second. If you do it on 3-1, you're gonna spin. The ship's gonna spin out, and then you won't die.
Yeah.
Oh.
So it's a gamble.
By the way, I'm calling first dibs on the mermaids. Just letting you
Are we
guys know.
hurting the mermaids?
I didn't know you
What
were
did the
interested.
mermaids do to you?
Well, I'm not necessarily gonna hurt them.
What did the
They were
mermaids
really
do?
mean and rude.
Oh, well then we gotta get rid of them.
I just want to make sure they don't win.
The druid nature of yourself that takes care of all living things perks up a little bit, and then you smack it down and say, "We're going to kill the mermaid."
We're going to drown
Plus,
the mermaids.
they called me stinky.
Okay, that's fine. Slowpoke, where are you?
On deck.
Got it. You're on deck.
No, I'm like in the middle. Like I'm not at the wheel because I don't need a wheel.
Understood. Des.
I want to be at the side. I want to have Shiki Pomo with me.
Okay. I'm gonna assume everybody's got their elemental with them.
Okay.
Of course
Soup
it
is
is.
with. Soup is
Okay.
right there.
Can
But
I get you
I want
working
to
on-
spy on like as soon as the water shields.
You will be allowed to make a perception at advantage. Are you looking for anything particular, or you're just scoping out the competition?
I'm scoping out the competition.
I will give you. Tell you what. Okay. I will let you do this. I'm going to let you do something that I rarely do, but this feels more like improv than anything else. Since you're taking the time to study your surroundings, I'm going to let you choose any number 1 through 12. You're going to pick 2 of them. Those will be the 2 ships on either side of you.
Okay. 8 and 3.
Nice. Solid picks.
Thanks.
Okay.
If the mermaid, then your husband.
Knowing that we
Is
were
it
going to
rubber
have
ducky?
this race, can I have had Soup working on some watermelons today?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Soup has been like, final countdown, and then it's like it's doing like all the watermelons. I'm like, as many as you can. Tidal wave is the new blue shell, Setsui. All right, you are at the back of the ship. You are ready to tidal wave.
I'm ready to go.
The 2 ships that you see on
Everyone
either
hold on.
side of you, as soon as the water drops and the tidal wave goes off, there is a ship in front of you, which I don't think was anticipated, but the 2 ships off to the side that you study, one of them are gnomes in a cardboard ship. And attached, it is 4 gnomes that are all wearing beekeeper suits. The ship looks like it's cardboard that is actually held together with beeswax. And that's on like one side of you, so like it's fully made of cardboard with bees on either side. The other one is a ship filled with Aarakocra. All different colors and things of that sort. The captain of the Aarakocra ship looks over at you, and he has a small naked gnome sitting on his shoulder. And the pirate Aarakocra captain looks at you and goes, "I hope you're prepared to lose." And the gnome goes, "Prepared to lose."
I have Shiki Pomo like come up onto my shoulder and like cough.
Yep. Okay. Okay.
Is the all I can think of was like it with the gnomes and the beeswax because they used beeswax to make sure the boat was waterproof.
Okay. Tidal wave. 3, 2, 1. As the things drop, the tidal wave goes off, sending the ship flying forward. I'm gonna double your movement speed, and you are just going to. Oh man. You are gonna run into the ship that is in front of you, which is just 8 tiny bathtubs that are all like holding rope and like rather large men wearing like bathing suits that are like, all right guys, we could do this. Oh no! Like as the tidal wave flies forward and this ship pushes forward, those bathtub army is just immediately
Bathtub boys are
eliminated.
gone.
Bathtub boys are gone.
We're at 11 now, guys.
One down.
A siren goes off as a ship is eliminated as soon as the race starts.
Poor bedtime.
Like a mermaid.
Yeah, the tidal wave sends you flying forward, doubling your movement speed and leading you to the front of the pack. With an amazingly fast movement. The race has begun. Kids, we have an hour of in-game time in order to get to the end of this race, okay? And I'm going to be trying to keep an eye on the clock. So when I ask you to come up with something, I need you to have like spells in mind and know what you're going to do and things of that sort. Okay? So all of that being said, you guys go flying forward. It is nighttime. However, there are lights all over the place. These think like the floating globules of light that you would see in some of the dancing light cantrips, but in much larger scope. As you go barreling through the water, going ahead, the first ship that manages to catch up to you all is a ship devoid of sails, and you just hear this.
I know what this is. This is very entertaining.
Oh my god. Is everything okay up there?
As the lead balloon makes its way neck and neck with you, this ship is propelled by a giant whoopee cushion style balloon attached to the top of it. And the group is made up of rather surly-looking individuals, no sail, but it's going through the water very fast because it's being propelled by fart, like by air motion, like by like the
a balloon. That's just
a balloon, the lead balloon. So the lead balloon pulls up alongside of you all.
I cast Firebolt as a whoopee cushion.
Firebolt or fireball?
Firebolt.
Okay, firebolt.
How far?
I would say this thing catches up with you all. I'm going to let 2 of you make a move against it before this thing kind of takes off running. So, Firebolt, go ahead and give me an attack roll.
That's going to be 24 to hit.
Okay, that's going to hit. Give me damage.
9.
Okay, 9 points of damage. The firebolt, a concentrated energy of fire, zooms forward as Eris outstretches a hand, and that flies across the space, slamming into the side of it. A tiny hole opens up in the sturdy balloon, but you see lead bands like connecting, holding the balloon in place. So there is a small hole in it, and it's leaking air, but there's still a lot of air in this. Like a firebolt, like is not going to do the amount of damage to this that it's possible.
I'd like to fly up to the top of it.
Okay.
And then slice it with my dagger.
Okay.
I'm taking the same route with her.
Okay. The two of you take off and head over to the other ship. As you go over to the other ship, are you flying above? You're just trying to maintain speed with it. Are you landing on it and then slicing into this thing?
I'm going to try to fly up above it, not land on it, but slice.
Okay.
If I need to land on it in order to get the
math
traction,
of this is wonky because the object is in motion. You're also in motion, so you're gonna take a knife and try to stab into it. Your momentum is going to stop.
Okay,
like
fine.
you're gonna.
Yeah.
Like,
my flying speed is 60 feet. I don't know what the boat's movement is.
I'll say the boat for the sake of math is also going 60 feet. But the minute you put a knife in, like your momentum changes. You're gonna have to give me a strength save, the 2 of you, to maintain. Like
I'm trying to land on it first and then.
Or can you not just use half your movement speed? and just kind of slow yourself down with and just kind of let the boat carve itself.
This is not thinking about that.
I
mean, it sounds great. Wow, this dice roll's poopy. I'm not good at that. It was a 4.
You take the knife and you're like, ha, and you shove it in. A blast of air from right where you puncture in just goes, and like sends you off, like sort of spiraling off in the air, and you're there. Des, as you land onto the balloon, are you landing onto one of the bands holding the balloon in place?
Like one of the bands.
One of the bands. You're on the band itself.
And then I'm cutting in and pulling.
Okay.
Yeah.
Give me a strength saving throw at advantage as you land on one of the bands and just.
Saving throw or just throw?
Yeah. Where are you doing this? Where she cut? Where she hit it with a firebolt?
Like kind of into
a brand new spot?
Yeah, like a brand new spot.
Okay.
And did you say saving throw or
strength saving throw? Please.
Okay, that'll be a 19.
This is me working under the assumption that you are going to be able to easily beat the DC of the balloon. Cool. And you landing on the band, you take the knife and you just sort of brace yourself and jam it in. This is where I think the fun thing happens. You're kind of floating off, but you still connected. You hit a different spot and you hit a different spot. So now the ship has 3 points of entry for the air. It's the back and like 3 random points. I think the ship just starts like they're going real fast, and then all of a sudden, yep. With 3 random points, it's and all of them get flung off the ship. The ship is still standing, and the 2 of you manage to fly back over to the ship. The 3 of you all manage to fly back over to the ship. That is the concentration spell. So if you were going to maintain concentration on flying, just be aware that that is a concentration.
Yes,
okay.
Okay.
You have solved my lead balloon.
2 down, 10 to go.
Okay. You spend a little bit of time. You've come to the first arcane lock. It is glowing a slight orange color.
We're good with orange, right?
Yep.
Yeah. A slight orange color for this first arcane lock. When I say arcane lock, I mean a gate that is built into the water, almost like a pavilion, sort of thing that's floating above the water.
Let's do it.
Perception of what other boats are around us.
Okay.
Ooh, that's good.
Yeah, that's gonna be at 23.
There is a boat that's catching up to where you guys are. It's gorgeous. It's a beautiful boat, majestic. It looks like the first affluent, like this person has monies, and it's catching up to you just based on the size of the sails alone.
It's gonna be called the bougie boat.
Okay, bougie boat. Bougie boat is catching up, and it's
booking it.
It's booking it. It looks like it was right behind the leg.
I'm gonna head towards the orange lock.
Yeah,
Okay, head towards the orange lock. Everybody, roll a d20 for me.
Woo!
Add you. Yeah, no, just straight up d20.
Cool.
Looking for the highest one.
I got a 19.
18.
19. There is a that orange light passes. Stops on you. Is the ship taking the wild magic surge or the ship behind you?
Let's take it. Let us take it. Yeah.
You want to flip the coin?
Sure. Why not? Yeah, we're taking it.
Okay. You take the wild magic surge.
Sorry.
I'm not.
Right.
What's going
Bad idea, squad number 3.
Frick me.
Yeah. No.
Wait.
Yes? No?
Wait.
Good.
Wait.
Okay.
We just-
So nothing happens.
Oh, damn.
Like as he goes, wild magic. You see this a blast of arcane energy erupt across the ship, and this affluent ship is coming up. You see that written on its bow is the HLS Revenge. The HLS Revenge pulls up close, and you see them like getting close. They're not really paying attention. They're just working on speed, and then they stop, and finally it dawns on them that there's another ship, and they turn, and they just all. Dragon in the water! And you all
Necrodragon.
take on the appearance of this. And you don't know what's up. Like, everybody's kind of looking at each other confused on your ship, but the people aboard the other ship just immediately, like are steering their ship so far off that they go off course. They run into a little of those globules of light. They're actually going to
catch fire.
And you said no necro dragon.
They're going to.
I said yes, necro dragon.
They're gonna smack into a familiar ship, and it's gonna eliminate the two of them.
Oh.
They're gonna smack into a giant djinn ship that you guys see that is just propelling itself now by sneezing constantly. It's just going. And she's like, we finally get to. Oh no! As the HLS Revenge crashes into. The djinn ship, the sneezy ship, and the two of them are eliminated. The wild magic surge ending. The form of the spectral dragon you feel leaving all of you.
Oh man, that was awesome. Is that how you feel all the time?
Yeah. When it's good.
I'm gonna run over the side of the boat.
Okay.
Because she remember a type of boats that were in the last game.
Okay.
And she's gonna cast Conjure Animals again.
Okay.
And it's gonna be
Your dire wolves disappear.
Yeah, they
Like,
were
Mommy?
Oh god!
Wow, thanks.
I don't feel so good, sister.
And I'm gonna summon 2 giant octopuses.
Okay. What is the CR for giant octopus?
1. I can get 2.
You can cast Conjure Animals is a CR of level 2.
I can 1 beast challenge rating of 2 or lower, 2 beast challenge rating of 1 or lower, and giant octopus is 1.
Okay. Yeah. 2 giant octopi.
Down the water, and they're both gonna. Well, one of them is gonna do the ink thing they do.
Okay.
It's a spell, but I'm trying to like make the underwater darker than an underwater ship so they can't see.
In case there's any underwater like submarines that are slowly creeping up on you guys.
Look at you.
They both doing that or one?
You know what? Both of them.
Okay.
It's black under us now.
Yeah. Give me a D20. Roll it at advantage.
Nice. That's a great
I gotta stop being so predictable.
That's a 19.
Yep. This ship is gonna hit the ink cloud that was catching up to you guys. A little submarine,
The
little artificial
gnome.
submarine. Take a DM inspiration for that. Something about circumnavigating a thing before it even happens. The next, you guys spend a little bit of time on the water, and you're feeling comfortable and
they're gonna be right next to us. This will be next to us. The giant.
what is the speed for giant octopus?
60 feet.
Yeah.
As long as it's in the water.
Okay. What's the speed for the ship?
Oh.
Can Scritch go and hang out with them?
Yes.
Okay.
Scritch is going to hold on to them.
He's like a
giant
little
octopus can
boy
move
bee.
60 feet, but Scritch ain't no giant octopus. So
He
it's
is
almost
small.
like, guys, come on, we're out. Like, did you bring your little brother?
They're gonna fall in love with him.
Yeah, okay.
It's somewhere in my mind the 80, but I don't know if that's correct.
That's what I thought too. The ship having a normal movement speed of
They'll
80.
be a little behind us to watch out.
They're gonna dash. They're spending all their time dashing and they're catching up. But Scritch is immediately adopted and they become 2 surrogate parents. It is a Pixar movie.
And just in case anyone like tries to like see them, they have underwater camouflage.
Yeah.
So if someone's like, oh,
Dead.
Okay. You're catching up. You're at the next arcane lock as you've split away from the pack at this point, and there's nobody kind of close by. It is blue.
We told Blue Bear.
Nope.
No bueno.
No. You're just bypassing.
I mean, we
it
could
all.
always use the wild met. No. Never mind.
We were told
There is
Blue's
no.
bad.
There are no ships anywhere near us.
There is a ship off in the distance, but it's so far away at this point. If somebody wants to jump off the ship, I'm sure they can get a pretty good view of the ship if they want to. No. There is a ship that's a little ways off in the distance, and it's rushing forward. And as you guys bypass this arcane lock, this ship is instead going to go through the blue arcane lock.
Oh, I'm watching.
And as they do, there is a flash of blue light, and the ship continues to barrel ahead. After a bit of time, the ship begins to catch up, burst of speed. The ship is decked out with more cannons than it should humanly fit on a ship. Different sizes and different makes. So the good thing about the Monkey C is you've got all those little cannons and they're set up like this. This has cannons with arcane sigils carved into them. Large, small. Some of them that are coming off, that are floating alongside of it, almost as if they're artificer artillerist. However, as the ship gets close and you prepare yourself for the onslaught of damage, the entire ship, all of its occupants, are camels. They're just
Camels.
They're just camels. The
Wait,
camels.
is the cup still cat?
The ship's still moving forward.
The ship's moving
Panda
forward.
now.
Alright, can
Okay.
I,
It's been a panda.
as it passes by, can I shoot the wheel so it turns and just
With an arrow?
Yeah.
Bold move, Cotton. Let's see how it plays out. Okay, so right when you're up alongside of it, you're shooting it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm shooting as soon as I see the wheel and it's in my range. I'm gonna shoot at it.
Give me an attack roll.
All right. I get 2 attacks.
Give me 2 attack rolls.
Okay, so
Shoot
does
that wheel.
a 23 hit?
23 hits.
Oh, no, it's 21, sorry.
23 hits. I'm not going to have you roll damage here. I'm going to say that these arrows are pretty darn sturdy and you're able to control the ship. However, you're going to roll a d20 for me. You are up alongside of this ship and you have just shot the wheel of this ship. On an even number, that ship is going to turn immediately in your direction.
Oh, jeez.
On an odd, that ship is going to go the opposite way. You're like, haha, shit.
How far?
Odd. The ship goes a little bit like this. You're like, oh crap! Did I? No. As the last image you see is one of the camels on the back, just sort of like look up.
This is not the weirdest thing that's happened today.
And you.
Sudden.
Sudden. A regular boat with camels.
A regular boat, but with camels.
Your brother is amazing.
I can imagine. Wait. But it's camels.
But stay with me. He can't.
I'm about to say, oh man, this is a decked out gunboat. Good
So-
thing camels can't use guns.
I assumed that the lock turned them into camels. No, that was who they were from the beginning.
The cannons. That was not the wild magic circle. The ship was actually at the start just a regular ship
With camels.
decked out with cannons. Craziness, but just camels. Just all camels.
What's the magic
So good.
We like that.
We will know.
Eventually.
I'll say this because you're not going through a blue lock, correct? After all of this.
No.
The next time the cannons fire, they fire at your ship.
Oh god.
Your own.
So if you chose to be pacifist, it would be fine. But the next time you fired the cannons go.
Wouldn't it be ashamed of whoa?
Oh, be ashamed if someone broke it. There is a pop. You guys are sailing. You're away from everyone. There is a pop, and there is a ship in front of you. There is a. You don't know how it happened. You don't know if it was a surge or a gate from the back. But there is a pop, and this ship is immediately in front of you guys. It is a familiar-looking ship. It is the Parrot Aarakocras. However, they look a little weird. The Parrot Aarakocras are. Paracocras? The Paracocras are moving ahead, but they look hazy.
Oh god.
Like they're not speaking, they're not talking to one another, they're not doing anything, they're not interacting, and as they appear in front of you, they're all sort of going through the motions a little bit, and then give me a perception check at disadvantage. Eris and Thistle, because she's looking out for it.
Disadvantage?
At disadvantage. This is a.
Wait, perception?
13.
9.
Okay, 13 clears it. They're not speaking, but there is a faint song on the wind.
Oh, it's the mermaids.
Like there's a faint, like coming from somewhere ahead of where the ship is. Like they're not talking, but this song is sort of like edging them on, and all of a sudden the songs change. The discordance in the song changes, and it goes from this sort of like pushing forward, like melodic thing to the song shifts into a darker tune, and all of the Aarakocras turn and face the Monkey Sea. With that, 15 of them, the majority of the crew, will jump off of the ship, float in the air, and just wait for you guys to get there and land on the ship.
I'm going to.
Everybody is going to have a reaction here as these things all jump off the ship, float in the air, and are just like, I say this will take 6 seconds for them to wait for the ship to get where it's going to be and just stop flying. Like they just like puff out their wings and fly and
Just
land
hover
on the
for a
ship. And
second.
hover for a second and land on your ship.
Okay,
kinda
it's
like a
a
seal
reaction
cut.
or an action.
This will
We
be
each
an
get
action for
Okay.
everybody. I would say these two notice it; they get to go. But as they start reacting, you're gonna be like, "Oh crap!" Like these things are.
Is
Yeah.
the captain one of the people who got on the ship?
No, the captain and the small gnomish man are still aboard the ship, and some people working on the sails are still aboard the ship.
How far away? Sorry.
No, you're good. How far away?
The ship itself is 50 feet away.
Where did the singing come from?
You
I
did not
don't
hear
know.
the singing. The only person that noticed the singing is Thistle with that 13. It's a faint song. There's so much happening that she just hears like a faint amount of singing coming from the ship. Actions. What are people doing?
How many are around us?
15 of them. Thistle, you're going first. Eris, you're following, and then we're gonna go. Dez, Slowpoke.
I'm down, like, so it'll take me a minute, so I'll probably go last.
Yeah, you'll go last, and then Clip. They're floating in the air. So Thistle, you're first up.
I am using something I've never ever used before. I am using my. This is scary because there's a 10% chance I won't be able to change it back. Tree of the Wild Mother necklace, which will allow me to polymorph, like wild shape. I'm sorry, it'll allow me to wild shape for 1 hour.
Oh no.
I am going to turn into the largest tiger cat, because they're birds. The largest, like, cat, scariest looking cat I can possibly think of. And I'm going to, because that's...
How do you fight birds with a
It
cat?
says one times per day.
We're
I don't know if I
That's
can do
part
this
of my
now or if
idea.
I have to wait until the next action. So either way is okay, because I
We're in
wanted
Looney
to
Tunes
use...
territory, yeah.
Yeah, because I wanted to use minor illusion with that, but it might have to wait till the next action to like hiss as loud, or actually if it's a tigery cat kind of
Hissing
more,
is always
like,
a free action
okay,
for anyone who's on
okay,
a cat. So
as
if you wanna
loudly as I
change it to a
can.
cat, like, yeah, it's just a loud
just
hiss.
hackles and ah!
Oh God.
Give me a performance or an intimidation.
Alright.
At advantage as you go like, oh, you know what hates cat? You know what hates birds?
Big cat.
Tigers. Like,
No.
like,
Fair.
Oh god, cheetah fish again.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I rolled a nat 1 and a 17.
That'll do
And
it.
my performance is a +1, so
Okay.
that's an 18.
You see a few of them sort of snap out of it and go, "What are we doing?" and like and try to fly back towards the ship. So some of the 15 break away.
Okay.
I'll say like 4 of them snap out of it and be like, "That song is good. It ain't that good." As they break away. Eris.
I'm out.
I want to heckin' garbage. I'm up top, so how many are close to me?
How many?
Are they just around the boat themselves, or are they up near me?
So the boat is ahead of you.
Yeah.
You are flying alongside the boat.
Right.
Okay. You are noticing as you are coming forward. This is all happening in real time. That they all jump up and levitate and turn. So all they have to do is wait in the air for you to come forward. They don't go very high. They're going so that they can jump up. The boat comes forward. They drop to the ground.
It's like a seagull in suspension.
It's a seagull.
Okay, so they're not like.
I don't have to fly at you. I just have to stay in place. I just have to hover, and so that the boat I can drop down on.
Lit. I want to. I don't even know. Heckin' garbage.
All right, Eris, wants to come back to you?
Yes, please.
All right, we're coming back to you. Dez, you notice all of this now as the birds are just sort of floating in the air.
And we're like not near them yet. Like they're not near
Yeah,
enough.
yeah. I mean, they're not actually on the boat, but they're like 30 feet away. Like,
Okay. I shouted him to swerve to avoid him.
Okay. Yeah. You hear swerve. As Dez is like, steer the boat. Jock, start the plane. Like,
birds, boat.
You just want to do a quick little like.
He's moving with
thumbs
the
up.
left.
Like,
Yeah.
So I'll take my reaction off of that. As soon as she says that, I want to gust wind the opposite direction to help push us further away from them.
Oh, okay. So then it turns into a
Yeah.
like this a little bit, like as you go. Okay, yeah, I'm about it. I think some of the birds are still expecting you to fall or to get in that spot, and a lot of them like drop to instinctively like land on the boat, like oh shit, like as they fall in the water, not able to fly. A little bit. That song is now very prevalent to all of you. I need everybody aboard the ship to give me a wisdom saving throw, please.
Wisdom saving throws are not at disadvantage, Nico.
Actually, you're not in combat with them, but you're aware that they're there. Give me this at advantage. Something is trying to charm you.
Oh, thank God.
Okay.
21 at advantage.
21 at advantage.
19.
19.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
19.
19.
16?
16.
15.
Clip.
No!
This song is your jam, son. Like, this song is really good. These mermaids, they just want you to...
Why wouldn't you let me have my turn before this?
I'll let you have your turn before
I
this.
cast deafness on myself.
Everybody's like, this song is tight. You're like, what? Octopus.
No, what mermaids
Am I right?
Okay. As the ship swerves around, you see that small pool is floating aboard where the front of the ship is, and they are controlling the members of the Aarakocra crew.
How far away are they from us?
You guys catch up, and you are currently neck and neck with this ship as the mermaids are all still floating in the pool,
ready.
looking at all of you and singing this song. Two of them keep singing to maintain control over the crew. Some of the crew that is still there to keep the ship moving, but one of them is the one that talked to Thistle, and she's just sort of staring straight ahead at her.
Okay, well, but she doesn't know it's me. I mean, I'm gonna drop that wild shape as soon as I can.
Yeah.
Dispel magic.
On what?
I am going to use it on the two that are singing and use it twinned.
We did it with the mimic.
It's.
I don't think it's
this
spell.
isn't a
magical
magical. You could choose two members of the crew, but you're not.
Those
This
two
would
are
be
singing.
like. This would be like. I'm gonna cast a spell magic on. This is more counter spell or counter charm. Like you're ending a magical effect on something.
Mm-hmm.
You ending them from casting a spell is different. This is more counter spell territory.
Yeah.
Like
So
like,
I can't
like.
end. Okay.
Give me an intelligence check.
Just, okay.
Bad.
17.
I'm not gonna have you waste the spell here because you know that if you cast a spell magic on them and you're like, I'm trying to stop them from casting that spell they're casting, they would immediately just start casting it again. You'd interrupt the flow of water, but the flow of water will continue as soon as they're able to start
Okay.
casting again. Do you know what I mean?
Mhm.
But if you wanted to stop the effect of something, you could.
Right.
Okay? You're in cat form.
I've dropped it. I'm
Drop
dropping
cat
it.
form.
I'm pulling out my book of misspells. They call me Stinky, and I've used this spell before, so I know how it works.
I changed my mind.
Okay.
On the kiddie pool.
It's
Okay.
teleport, but when you look at teleport in the book of misspells, it looks like that R is an O. It's telepoop.
My God, I'm so glad I bet on us.
What are you? What is telepoot?
Well, I'm guessing it's really stinky. There's
I'm with you
probably a
so-
giant gust of wind. Now, teleport itself is normally a 7th level spell.
Okay.
So it is a powerful
You are
telepoot.
burning your highest level spell slot.
No, I'm burning my book of misspells. I get it once per day.
Okay, you are burning the teleport portion of the Book of Misspells.
Yes.
You will no longer be able
Oh,
to...
that was never described, but that's okay.
No, I'm fine.
It was just
I
one spell per
cannot
day.
give you access to 7th level spells at
That's
this.
okay. Well, it doesn't have to be 7th level. That's
What is
fine.
the
I'm just
highest
letting
level
you know.
spell that you can cast currently? I think this is
Oh,
what we
okay. That's fine.
discussed.
Highest level is 3rd level.
Okay,
currently.
so this would have to be something along the lines of a 3rd
Okay.
level effect.
And I can only use Book of Misspells once per day. One spell once per day. That's it. Book of Misspells is now spent for the entire day.
utilized.
Yes.
And you're not using a spell slot to do it, but it needs to be
Right.
the equivalent of your magical level. Okay.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
This is twice now Tracy's used items we haven't used the entire campaign.
Oh, it wasn't telepoot before. It was ick. It was ick storm.
Ick storm.
Not ice storm, ick storm.
Oh, I thought it was wash. That was wish.
Thistle takes the Book of Misspells. She's flipping through. As you cast Dispel Magic on the kiddie pool. The kiddie pool levitation stops and it hits the ground, and as it does, the one mermaid looks over at you and she goes to cast something, and you go, Telepoot, and you like you shove your hand forward, and she is gone. She is gone. She is like no longer there, and you look over at your shoulder, and instead, Scratch is also gone from here. The mermaid is on your ship now, without water, just on it, and but she scratches sighs on your shoulder, and it just looks at you odd. And then scratches over in the pool like this. And he's going. As he goes, hope you guys are ready for round 2. And the mermaids lose concentration of the spell. The Aarakocras look at them. The ship stops moving. And the mermaid looks at you and she goes, did you just... They immediately switch places again. And you just hear as the ship is going off, oh my god!
Who stinks now? Jerk faces.
You have successfully utilized the telepoot spell.
Thank you.
It was a swip swap.
You solved my sirens puzzle.
With poop.
Is the Aarakocra boat still coming?
No, the Aarakocra boat is currently angry at the sirens.
They've got enough to deal with.
So we need Very where there's 4 boats left. And I remember the second and
Oh, easy.
4.
This is 4.
4?
1,
No, you don't
2,
count
3,
ourselves.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We've taken out 8.
8.
Yeah.
I missed one.
There were 5, I'd say.
Well,
This is
there-
hard.
There's
we haven't
still
taken
some
out the
gnomes and
parrots.
beekeeper suits.
They're
There's
angry, but we
gnomes and
haven't
beekeeper
taken out
suits
the
somewhere.
parrots.
And 3 others.
The gnomes in beekeeper suits are still in the race. However, the boat that comes up towards you,
I've made money at this point.
the boat that comes up towards you, you see a familiar shape aboard it, Slowpoke. You see the individual that you saw before, and they take their stopwatch out, and as they look over at you, from the bow of their ship, they unclick it. Like they unclick the stopwatch, and put it away in their person, as they are preparing to come alongside the ship. You see that they've got a burst of speed from the back of the ship. You have no idea what's causing this burst of speed to come from the back of the ship itself. But there is a burst of speed that is emanating from the back of the ship and is pushing them forward. There are cannon ports alongside the ship, but there are no cannons currently pushed out of them. But you see the trap doors set in the ship. You hear a message in your head.
Okay.
Slow down, and you'll save the ship.
Oh gosh. That's right.
We're in dangerous territory now, folks.
I fire our cannons.
Okay. The person gives a small nod as you like you understand. It's like, Cal, you're below deck, and you're like, I wonder when we're gonna. The elementals just like.
I know, buddies. Me too.
They're
Jesus.
they're running around like crazy. Like there was like, hey kids, free pixie stick night. They're like, the cannons fire. I need an attack roll using the cannon stat. I would say you've come alongside this thing, or you're just firing the rear. You're waiting till you come alongside of it, and you wait, and you fire as the ship comes alongside.
But you're not proficient with cannons.
Yes, I am. I'm proficient with my cannons.
He's proficient with the cannons of the ship.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Isn't it like I get the same stats as my bow for it?
It is.
Yeah.
It is. So I need 6 attack rolls with those cannons.
Okay, good.
Okay. While you're rolling those attacks, where's everybody looking at this ship?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
We just shot something. My head's going out of port. Yes.
It's the only. Well, is it the only thing that's near us? Is it the only ship that's near us?
So far.
I'm sending the octopuses toward it.
Okay.
To start hitting it from underneath.
Tell me about summon animal. Is that a concentration spell?
Yes.
Is deafness and blindness a concentration spell?
It is not.
Okay. Are you still deaf and blind?
It would drop deafness.
Why?
Because you sirens were gone.
Okay, so you would have just dropped it naturally after you cast the
Yeah.
stuff. Okay, cool.
After
Yeah, you still got the octopus. What are you doing with the octopus? Like, this is a ship. You're just gonna have them. You say go attack the ship.
They're attacking the underside of it.
Okay. Are you able to communicate with them telepathically, or
Yeah.
you scream out of the ship? Go
Octopus,
attack
go.
the ship! Like,
I think it's a
Go attack
telepathy.
octopus.
I don't think that is telepathically. I just need to know if there is a verbal command that you send out that everybody can hear, including the captain of this ship.
No, it has to be verbal, so I'm not gonna do it right now. I'm waiting. Well, he attacked it. He blew the cannons.
It's true.
Okay.
So yeah, I tell them to attack the ship, and they're gonna go to the other side and start swinging their tentacles at it.
Okay. On the sides of the ship, the first people to attack. Tell me, how many attacks hit?
What's its DC?
I need.
Do you want me to just tell you the lowest one?
How about this? No. DC of 18.
Okay, so one hits, one's a nat 20. If it's 18, only 2 hits, one of them's a nat 20.
2d10 for those that hit, 4d10 for the nat 20.
Okay.
Good stuff.
The hatch opens.
2d10.
A bunch of the hatches open. You see the heads of creatures
Oh. No.
that stare out from the hatch. The heads are pointed down on small swivels, and you see him taking the pocket watch out and turning the watch, directing the heads to look down at the creatures that are attacking the ship, including Scritch.
Scritch isn't attacking the ship.
Scritch is with the other two
I've
octopus.
asked him to come to me because I have an idea how to use him.
Okay.
So I summoned him to me.
Okay. I will allow that.
Because I have mental,
I get that.
So
So
when I
the
see
minute
them,
that the two of
I
them
call
start
Scritch
attacking
to
the
me.
ship, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So I need Constitution saving throws, please, for those two giant octopus. What is the total damage for the
43.
ship? 43.
Do I add anything to that? Because that's just the natural dice rolls.
No.
Okay.
It's a 19 and a 17.
Okay. The 17 immediately turns to stone and begins to sink to the bottom of the sea.
Holy crap.
How far are they from us?
This ship is right up next to you guys. I'd say it's about 15 feet away as he reaches into a bag of holding and grabs something in the bag of holding.
Charm person.
Okay.
Use the last race for doing that.
Oh, it's, yeah.
What's it say?
14.
He makes it at advantage.
He's been attacked.
Okay, I would like to use 2 sorcery points and subtract.
Okay, that's fair.
Bad luck. Do that stuff.
2, 1, 2. Do the thing! 2. Subtracting 2.
What is the DC?
14.
Okay. He is as he reaches into the bag to do something, he stops the ship from attacking you all and just maintains the current speed and sort of looks over and he's like, what are you doing?
Stop the ship and go the other way.
No, I'm not going to do that. But what are you doing on the ship? You do not get control over this person. They just view you as a friend.
Oh.
You do not get total like, hey, you will fall. It's not Jedi mind trick. It's like, no, buddy, best bud in the world. What are you doing? Roll a d20 to see if you activate a surge of wild magic.
4 sorcery points? Oh, yeah, you're right. I forget. That's 8.
Okay, no. What? No, friend, come on. Let's get over here. Let's go.
What? But if we both race, then one of us will win. It'll be fine.
He immediately closes. The thing on the side and goes, I'm so sorry. I didn't know that she was with you guys.
It's cool. It's fine. I want to really try and get this time, dude.
Yeah.
You know, it's been a long time, and we won together last time, so this time, come on, friendly rivalry, man.
I'm so sorry. You should have said that Eris, was on your ship. That she was on your ship.
Oh, Eris is on our ship.
Oh God. Okay, my bad. That's on me. I'm sorry for your octopus. And I'm glad I didn't throw this thing over there. That would have sucked.
Yeah, what's that, man?
Huh?
I don't remember that.
Oh, that's the beholder.
You know what? I remember the last time. Oh man, you remember the last time you used
All
that
of this is happening. All of this is happening like across as you guys are sailing. You come to an arcane lock. This arcane lock is red.
I insist, my dude.
Are you sure?
Yeah. This is all you.
Oh,
are you sure? Red? I don't remember hearing anything about red.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Are you okay?
You don't have to do that. She is just saying, please, after you, right? But you are still in control of the ship.
Yeah,
like...
I'm gonna go through the lock.
Okay. Let's do contested dex
It's
checks,
a race.
buddy. Use your dex. I'll use his dex to see who gets there first.
It's a race and a race.
This is a friendly competition to see who gets through this arcane lock first.
15?
Okay. You get through the lock first. Everybody roll me a d20, except for Cal. You've already used yours.
Cool.
Look for a high roll here.
4.
4.
14.
10.
14.
Congratulations.
14. Wild magic surge. The arcane lock. Thistle. Are you using it on yourself or another ship?
We're using it on ourselves.
Yeah! Bad idea, squad. Do. Never mind. Sorry, Thistle.
Okay.
Your little buddy's gonna drown or something.
Or are we?
Well, we're gonna drown. Well, you guys are gonna drown. I'll be fine. But like, you guys, I'll be fine.
He would be.
Highlock
lonely.
appears on the ship. And you see the other person being like, all right, you guys ready?
Oh.
Time stops. Though you're frozen in the water, you're not frozen in time as Highlock goes and goes, oh, well, that didn't... all right. Front Street. You can stop right now. I'll give you half the money you would have won should you have come in first place. You make it to the end and you don't have to risk losing your ship to me. Here is the placement of the other 2 ships. And he will take out a small map that manifests in the air. You see that this ship is here, and there is a 3rd ship right behind you, completely invisible. As he shows you the map, this 3rd ship is sneaking up on you. Des Bahai, you see almost like a little miniature of a gentleman's, like here like this, the member of the tribe. You see a woman with a sloth clinging to her neck. That is at the captain's wheel with the captain's hat on.
Bizarro-ass.
You see a lost boy that has a ferret on one shoulder that is on the deck. You see a tiefling that is bright red skin that has horns coming out of their head. You see a zombie. Also below in the captain's deck, and you see the tallest, beefiest looking boy you've ever seen in your entire life, and he's got dandelions growing out of his back. They're in the invisible ship. The other ship is a ways away. The cardboard, the gnomes in the bee wax, and there's another ship that's a little ways off in the distance that's currently neck and neck with the gnomes in the beeswax. So there's this ship, the Gorgon, and the Monkey Dew is right behind you.
Oh my god.
I hate him already.
All right, so hold on. Are we in front of the?
You are in front, but this thing is I forget what it's called. What is it called when you're riding behind a boat? Or when you're driving behind a car?
Split streaming?
The split streaming. This thing has been behind you the entire race. And it's just been like, I'll let them take care of it. They'll take any damage. They'll do this. But the boat is currently invisible, and it's.
And we can see it.
You can see it now.
Cool. Good to know.
So, would you like to stop?
What about our agreement?
What agreement? Oh, that you would help influence them and persuade them to get in first, so that you and I could have a private conversation. Yes. No. That would be null and void because you wouldn't be in first. But you would get half the money that you would normally win. I would honor your bet as well. You'd get half of that money as if you had won. But you forfeit. You lose.
I don't like that one bit.
So what?
We seem to be winning. I don't see what the problem is.
Sure. So pride, is it? Yes? Or faith in yourselves?
Yeah, I mean,
It's your wild magic, Serge. So the real question I should be asking is, do you stop now?
No.
No, it's your choice.
No.
What do you guys say?
It's your choice.
I didn't bet on somebody else. I bet on us.
Onward!
Good. I was hoping you'd say that. I like this ship. Very much. Continue.
Insight that.
Go ahead and give me an insight check.
We go. Oh, that's not bad. 17.
He wants your ship. Time restarts. And you see, man, I almost had it, as that ship is sort of neck and neck with you guys. You are traveling. You are still going as fast as you possibly can. With the Gorgon next to you.
As soon as we start to keep going, I want to turn around to dispel magic on the ship behind us.
Okay. What level of dispel magic are you going to cast?
Third.
Okay.
Burn that third level. Yeah.
I like it. I like
I
it a lot.
have one more third level for our tidal wave again. We can just go boom.
We can win ass first again. Maybe.
2 magic surges, right?
I need a check. Ability check using your spellcasting ability modifier.
Can I inspire this at all?
Good.
Yeah. Because I don't like the fact that our carbon copy of me is a zombie. Why would they try to make a carbon copy of me? I'm the only one. Other than that one skeleton guy, but we don't care about him right now. So please do this. Please do this well.
This is Cleb doing
D8.
Cal.
D8.
So that's going to be 15.
Okay.
Right? Yeah.
You dispel the invisibility. As you do.
Two magic cert, 2 20s, right?
Why 2 20s?
Because it was the second time I've cast.
Yeah.
Or is it just 1?
The DC goes up by 1, I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
No, so it's 1d20, but now it's a 2.
No, it's just 1d20. I'm just keeping track of, like, now it's a 1 2. Now it's a 1 2.
Okay, because you had me do
3.
2 last time, so it's just 10.
Yep. Oh, you're good. Once again, you cast the invisibility, and the ship looks shocked as they all sort of turn, and you see the captain of the ship sort of just keep going. Everybody, keep going. We need to win this. And they are continuing to go ahead as the monkey dew is trying to catch up with you all.
Can I roll perception to see if they have any elementals on their ship?
Yeah, you can.
You got your cool friend with the Gorgon.
That'll be 15.
There are other creatures walking about the ship, but you cannot tell if they are elementals or not. They're in weird looking shapes and visages that take on, but they are not carbon copies of what you all have.
Okay.
But they are individuals, like crewmen and stuff like that that are connected with the other ship.
So this other ship.
Hang on.
The monkey dew is behind us.
Monkey dew is behind
The
you.
Gorgon is next to us.
Is right next to you.
Okay, and what's on the Gorgon? Who's on the Gorgon?
The Gorgon is an individual you've never met before. The only living being that you see on this ship is this androgynous being that seems to be blinking in and out of existence a little bit.
Okay, so what I would like to do is and are they within 30 feet?
They are.
Okay, so what I would like to do is I would like to invoke duplicity.
Okay.
Okay, so that I have my double of myself, and I want her to be
on the other ship.
Does she have all the items that I have on me, or do I need to have her with me?
She
and then
has
if I want her to take an
illusory-
item over.
She does not have a physical corporeal form. She is able to cast spells.
Okay. So she can't carry something.
She can't.
That I
You
would
can't
have.
give her a bomb and then have her walk into a room.
No, I
and
don't
then-
want her to carry a bomb. I want her to carry an item. It's not a bomb.
What is the item?
A gem.
That's not going to work.
It's not gonna
She
work.
can cast a spell. She can cast a spell being
Okay.
there, but she's
Yes.
not real.
Okay. Then I'll do
She's-
what I was originally going to do then. Because I didn't realize. Okay. Well, then, Scritch, when I brought Scritch to me. Because I can have Scritch carry something.
You could
Right.
you can have Scritch carry something. So you summon Scritch
Okay.
back and you're figuring out what you want to do. You're pulling a gem out of your pack and doing
All right.
stuff like that.
So then I guess Scritch is next to me anyway. So the main spell that I'm casting is I'm going to look over at the guy and be like, "Hey, look at this!" And I cast Incite Greed and hold up the gemstone.
Okay. 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 Slowpoke.
Yeah.
What do you? Looks like you had a question.
I was gonna do something, but she's doing something, so I don't want to do two things.
You can do two things if you would like to. Okay, so here's the deal with Incite Greed, because Dad has had to read up on this because someone uses it a lot.
I used it once.
You've used it once,
And it was
but
great.
and you loved it.
I did.
This is another version of what spell? The Charm spell.
Okay.
So
Oh no.
this spell kicks off, immediately replacing the previous Charm Person spell.
Oh, I didn't know they cancel each other out.
It's another charm.
It's
spell.
you can't be charmed by like multiple targets.
This
like
was
you're
the
either-
friendly guy to her?
This was
I didn't realize it was the same guy. Oh, crud. I'm sorry. And I also didn't realize they cancel each other out. Okay, good to know.
Who were you aiming toward?
It was the ship that was next to us. That was the same guy?
the same dude.
Oh, crap. I
that-
did not get that. That's okay. It's my fault.
I would
Keep going.
I would let you do this to the
Yeah.
ship behind you, but it's going to have different results.
Right. Yeah, I did not realize that was the same
Okay.
ship.
You want to do that to the ship behind you?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, because I don't want to mess
Hey
with
guys,
she
look
did.
what I got.
Oh.
Who are you doing it to?
Oh no.
Who are you doing it to?
Who am I doing this to?
You
okay,
can pick
we've got,
one.
We've
It's-
got zombie guy. We've got
All of our doppelgangers.
Actually, it's everybody. So it's a wisdom save. What's the wisdom save?
the wisdom save is 15.
Oh god, do
Yeah,
it to
it's
the
any
zombie
number of
guy.
creatures,
See
yeah.
if- See if the zombie guy is just as greedy as I am.
Hey gang, look what I got.
Fudge.
Forget
They
about
can-
winning. Forget about winning the race. Get the girl.
They want the gem.
They want the gem.
Right.
Forget
So-
about winning the race. Get the gem.
The next part of the plan.
That's your move.
Okay, right.
She goes, "Hey gang, look what I got." Everybody turns, stops. You hear, "Forget about winning the race. Get the gem." What's everybody else doing?
I run forward, grab the gem, and chuck it off the boat. As far as I can.
Forget about the girl. Get the gem. Give me contested dex checks because you're holding. This is a spell component. You're gonna roll a d20 and add your dex. You're gonna roll a d20 and add your dex.
I'm gonna do something very quietly and just reload the cannons.
Okay. You're working like, this is fun. We're gonna die. Like,
I thought it would be me that would kill us. Never mind.
d20 plus dex.
15.
15.
21.
21.
Oh, it's just
Clip's like, I can solve this. No, Clip, no.
No.
And she takes the gem
don't care.
and she chucks it off the boat.
I can just see Clip lift up Thistle, shake her off, and use the gem.
Like Thistle just kind of like turns and looks at you, and you're like,
We got this.
okay.
Nice.
Here,
So-
get the gem. And she was like, no, this gem is not on this boat anymore.
Oh, crud.
Guys, I'm loving this race.
They have my
Had a great
octopus grab the gem.
The
I have
minute
to
the
scream
gem
that.
gets away, more
That's
than the
gone.
feet,
Yeah.
the charm spell ends. The gem is gone. The spell breaks. As they all shake out of it for a second, and
Now they know
there's
they've been charmed.
there's a look over at.
I am so sorry.
It's okay. It may
Adrena
not
is
work
sorry, Clip is
anyway.
You'll have a
Right.
move here.
Okay. Well, something I just want to do is I wanted to ask, Des to help me with something, to just, if you can get us, like, I pull out an arrow and it's like, if you can get a piece of the ship about this big, and like, put some of the fletching on it, if you could do that, just make an arrow for me out of the ship.
I have woodworking tools.
Okay. This is gonna take a couple of rounds. As you like, he's like, "Can you break apart the ship?"
It's
Hang
like-
on. Can you turn this into an arrow? She's like, "Oh yeah, it's gonna take you a little bit of time.
Okay.
You're
Yeah.
turning a part of the ship into an arrow."
I'm just like whistling. The entire time,
Whistle
their cannons
over.
going off and people are throwing stuff, and I'm just like,
A boy aboard the ship looks over at you all while this is happening.
Which one? The back?
The back ship, and goes, "Hey guys, check this out." Everybody, give me a wisdom saving throw.
Am I gonna be? Will I be able to see it down?
Nope. Everybody but Cal.
Yeah.
I failed it. Well, it's a 11.
13. It's a 20.
Okay. Yeah, it's dumb. It's a dumb rock.
Stupid rock.
19.
have no
But that was using your DM inspiration.
Okay, DM inspiration.
Oh,
use.
+5. So that's
Boom.
16.
16. Dumb
Wait,
rock.
yeah, 16.
16 for you too.
Thank you.
I love that thing. I
Gotta
want
get
it
it.
so
Gotta
much.
Gotta get it. You
Get it.
gone. Like you use your
I'll
movement.
fly.
You
I'll fly towards the
boom,
ship.
boom, and fly over to where this thing is, and the guy's just got the rock, and he's like, "Yeah, this is pretty cool, right?"
It's really cool.
Do you
Can
want
I have
it?
it? I want it.
I don't know, man. Thistle's gone. Thistle got up, left, and it was over. And she looks like she's talking over to this individual. As you guys see that Thistle is concentrating on the gem in its hand, the other member of the tribe is walking up behind her, and he's got his fist up like he's gonna punch her in the lower solar plexus.
I talked to the dude behind me. Dude,
Yep.
my friend is in trouble on the boat behind us. We gotta take the other boat down. Please, you gotta help me, dude. I'm sorry about the little lock thing. That was my buddy didn't hear that I was had to go first, and you know.
Not to attack unless we help.
Yeah, we're helping.
If
them
we
with
all, it's like we'll go over too.
that. It's friendship.
You know, Cal pokes his head downstairs. What the hell is going on? Why is she? You know what? I'm going back downstairs.
Go to bed.
I was like, "Do you guys want me to fire some cannons?" "No, Cal." "Okay, love you. Bye."
Deuces. You know what? No, I'm gonna stay on top of the ship. Like, this has gotten interesting now. I'm gonna stay on deck.
Who's making the cannons? The monkeys? Oh, the monkeys. The monkeys!
I left with the elemental. I left with Sparky. It's fine. One of them just goes off by. I just, pah!
Oh, he's coming. Okay. Yeah.
You're within 5 feet of him.
Yeah.
At the gem.
Has he done anything to me? Has he hit me at all?
No.
Okay. Because I can't do anything right now. I just want the gem.
You just want that gem.
Yeah.
You go, "We gotta destroy this other ship." And he goes,
I said my friend is in trouble. We gotta help her.
It's like, to be fair, I don't care about your friend. I care about you.
Yeah, but I love her.
Persuasion check.
10.
It's like, it's okay. She'll be fine.
She'll be fine.
This is a first level spell, my dude. I cannot, or
It was. Oh no, you're right.
I cannot end.
Wait, charm person?
Mm-hmm.
No, I casted it.
Yeah, but it's
Okay, but I cannot have him end 50,000 gold over like. Yeah, I know you never met her. She's super cool. Like destroy your ship to get her. Like we can work together. He just goes like we'll get her on the next.
I keep getting to make wisdom saving throws at the end of each turn.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he goes, yeah, I mean, it's a really cool looking gem, though, don't you? Before this dude hits you, I'm going to give you one more wisdom saving throw to see if you can break free from this.
Well,
It's
probably
like the yell from the ship. What are you doing on the
Oh, wisdom saving throw. Yeah, actually 19.
Okay, you go, "Oh, crap, he just pulled the same thing on me." And as that happens, the person behind you is getting closer, and they're going to take a punch at you.
Yeah, and actually, if he'd hit me, it would have ended anyway.
I know. 15 to hit?
No,
Okay.
15 does not hit.
18 to hit.
Nope.
18?
Actually, hang on a minute, because
shield the face.
I did not hit my shield. So yeah, that hits.
18 hits.
Yeah, I didn't pull
What's the
that
save
off.
for your stunning strike?
Save for my stunning
Oh,
strike.
God.
I'm sorry.
It's a con save, wisdom save.
It's a con save, I
I'm
believe.
trying to find it. I think it's a con save. Yeah, it's a con.
Con save.
I'm sorry. 16.
Does that break your DC?
Yeah.
Yep. You feel the key, like you get this punch in the lower of your back, and you feel your muscles tighten up, and you like freeze in space as this kid like leans forward to you, and his ferret like kind of looks at you a little bit too. But you manage to shake it off a little bit, and I think it propels you just up into the air, just enough that the ship goes past, but both the ships go past, and you're kind of floating in the air. You've managed to break away from the charm for anything like that. The third ship will enter into the game as enough time has passed. This ship is... God. So this ship is populated by beautiful men and women. As the open... as you see a word written on the ship that you have no idea what it means, but some other members of the group might know what it means. Some of the older members of the group, as a floating brothel pulls up alongside everyone, and it's a bunch of beautiful people. There is a drow blood hunter woman who's at the front of the ship, seems to be captaining the ship, and is just sort of smiling and looks over at the group and sees sees you floating in the air and just sort of looks past you as you immediately shake out of it and try to catch up with your ship.
Guys, it's the brothel.
It's the brothel. The brothel pulls up alongside the ship, doesn't make any move to attack, but just tries to catch up to this ship. The ship is called the Closed Clam Brothel. So the Closed Clam Brothel.
I need to know who.
I am not at liberty to say. The Closed Clam Brothel pulls up alongside, and it is the three ships in a bit of a neck and neck battle. I will say this, because I love this sort of thing. The Monkey C is in the middle. Mm-hmm. The Monkey Do is on the left. The Closed Clam Brothel is on the far right.
Is the arrow done?
The arrow is finished as you come upon the last of the arcane locks.
Okay.
Glowing a bright yellow. The three of you heading towards it. Beyond that, you see the finish line, which has led you in a giant circle back to the center of the island.
So I'm going to do a couple things. I'm not going to go towards this lock. Sure, why not? I'm not going to go towards this lock.
Okay.
I'm going to take the new arrow, and I'm going to tie a rope to the bow of the ship.
Okay.
And tie that rope to the arrow, and that's it for now. I'm also going to take a sip from Yazborg's infinite potion bottle.
Suddenly trains.
Suddenly trains.
You tie a rope to this piece of the ship.
Yes.
You then take a potion bottle out of your pack and take a sip of Yazborg's infinite potion bottle.
Yep.
And you hear a distant voice on the wind go, "Yeah, buddy!" As you take a sip from Yazborg's... Are you... Buddy, I don't normally do this. Are you sure you want to do this?
Yes.
Okay.
Do it!
Give me a D100.
88.
Oh, no.
What did Trevor do?
Roll a D8.
Two.
Who the hell are these people?
Oh, no.
Well, I don't... Where are you? You were at home? You were very comfortable at home, and you have no idea who these people are. You're on a boat. The boat's going very fast. The boat's going very, very fast. You're holding a piece of wood in your hand. It's tied to a rope. There's a demon. There's a demon and a skeleton and a very large woman. She's fine. And there's a child with a rat, 2 rats. There's an octopus. What is going on? For the next 2 hours, you have no idea who you are. You have no idea where you are. You have no recollection of how you got here for the next 2 hours, 1d8 hours. After sipping the potion, you drop the potion bottle, and the potion bottle begins to roll on the ground, back down towards.
Do we notice him start freaking out?
Do we
Yeah.
notice?
Yep.
Cool. What is happening? Who are you? What is going on?
Can I fire a weapon that I'm not proficient in?
You absolutely could. The ship begins to slow down.
Tidal wave.
Okay.
My last 3rd level.
Okay, hang on. Here's a bunch of stuff is happening. 3 of you are racing towards this arcane lock. You pull away from the arcane lock.
I take the hand. I go like this.
Hello?
Okay.
Who are you? What is...
Keep this up.
All right.
I take his bow. I shoot the arrow because I knew that he was
Where?
going to.
Wait.
Ahead.
Wait.
The
Okay.
arrow that I made, I shoot
it's
ahead.
tied to the back of the boat. You take the arrow and you're shooting it ahead.
Yes.
You're just
Shooting it through the...
You can't lie.
What do I need to roll?
Okay, hang on. So while all of this is happening, what's everybody else doing?
I take Slowpoke's face. I say, all you have to do is survive. If we don't win this race, we'll die.
Okay, great. Nope. That's it.
No pressure.
The demon walks up to you, grabs you by the face, and is, all you have to do is survive. If you lose this,
Just hold on a second.
No.
Cannons. Boom, 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 boom. Both sides of the ship. I need attack rolls on both sides of the ship.
Oh my god.
Is that 12?
Anchor!
The charm person breaks.
we
The
taxed
monkey do.
Wait, I thought it was the other two boats that were next to us and not the.
Monkey Dew and brothel.
It's the
Other
the
side.
monkey do in the brothel. The other one is
on the other
is
side.
on the other side. Okay, monkey do in the brothel. Roll attack
God.
damage. I need.
That's 12d6, right?
It's 12d.
1, 2.
I just loaded. God damn it.
You're like, finally, I got the boom, 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 boom. Your babies are like.
I know. It happens to me too, man.
12d6. Sorry. I thought it was like attack.
12d20s. 12d20s.
Yeah, 12d20s.
Oh, 12d20s.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
Tidal wave?
Tidal wave to push the ship forward.
Yeah.
It's gonna be close. It's gonna be. Let's see if these attacks land.
Do you want us to each roll 2d20s? Would that be
Everybody
easier?
roll 2d20.
Okay.
Yeah, good. Thank you.
Okay. Oh, yeah!
I got 19.
We're looking for.
Oh.
We're looking for.
We add 7 to
You add 7 to this.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
What do we got?
I have an 11 and a nat 20.
Okay, 11 and a nat 20.
Woo! I had a 16 and 18.
Okay.
That's a 26 and what's plus 4? 7.
11.
Plus 7.
11. 7 plus 7.
Plus
to
7.
all these rolls.
Oh,
26.
That'll be a 21 and a 19.
Okay.
25.
You got a 17 and 20.
24 and a 12.
Oh my god. Okay.
25, 26.
That was
Okay.
actually an 18, not 11, and add.
Okay.
Sorry.
Oh god.
Do you want to just give us the number and we just
No,
say
the
the number of
monkey.
successes
No,
or
they
failures?
both go out.
Okay.
They did not have that many. Like both of the ships, like he goes, I don't know what to do. Boom, 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 boom. They weren't expecting it. They thought it was just going to be a race to the go. This other ship is going through the arcane lock, the one on your side, since he's not aiming for it, and that shooting is going to stop the ship just a little bit. Like the ship's going to lurch a little bit. It's going to allow your friend's ship to go through the arcane lock. Odds are even.
Odd.
Okay. So he's going to use it on himself. Give me a d20.
6.
That's a 6.
If we don't win, we die, guys.
I was gonna do
one
a
or
whole
two.
thing with the brothel ship. I had a whole thing planned out.
No,
and
it did.
It gone now.
It did.
I was gonna do like I was gonna drink my potion and be like a who's a prettier contest.
Ah, a skeleton!
You're gonna.
Ah, right.
I'll stuff you in a cannon if you don't keep it up.
All right.
Is he 14 still?
Uh-huh.
He is 14, but he is speaking with the.
He's going on
But
40.
he thinks he's 30.
He thinks he's 30.
Right. Yes.
He's in a school play right now. Like he's just like Abraham Lincoln when he was like he's just not. I gotta figure out how to.
Keep it.
Okay. It's gotta be you. He looks back at your ship, and he outstretches a hand. When he does, he outstretches a hand,
To me.
and you appear on the ship next to him. And he goes, "We're gonna make it." That's the last of the arcane locks. The cardboard beeswax ship is nowhere near anybody. It's this ship is ahead of everybody by about 60 feet. Clip goes, "Oh no!"
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Clip
No,
goes,
yeah.
"Oh no!" Tidal wave sends the ship. You guys are rocketing towards the finish line together. You take the arrow made from the ship and fire it off. Give me a d20. If you are not proficient with longbows, this is just going to be a d20 plus your dex.
Alright.
She's shooting it towards you guys, which are ahead.
13.
Okay?
Can I give her my DM inspiration?
Sure. You want to take another reroll at that? D20 and add your dex.
Okay. Mm-mm.
Damn it.
No.
The arrow goes flying ahead.
I'm going to fly up. I want to cast Gust the opposite way against his sails to make us go backwards.
Can I put my hand down now?
No! With that, you get up and he's got this confused look on his face as he goes like, I don't understand what you're doing. And the minute you do that, that's when the charm person wears off.
Okay.
As he looks down at you, and the gust flies outward, pushing the sails back.
And I'm gonna fly. And I'm gonna fly.
I need your coin.
That's fair.
I'm not touching that thing.
Both hands work? Can I try?
Not Thistle, not Ryan. So not Thistle, not Cal. Everybody roll a d20.
Put your hand down, I'll put you in cannon.
I have Anchor walk over and hold his hand.
I'm looking for highest roll here.
19?
19?
14.
Heads or tails, pal?
Tails.
Oh god.
Okay. Tails, you come in first. Heads, you come in second.
Oh god.
No.
I've rolled so many heads with that coin. Why call tails? Oh, come on.
You've got your hand stretched. Desbahai is next to you. Everybody's saying keep your hand up. She goes and pushes the winds back right as this thing's about to cross the finish line, and this thing kind of does a hop in the water as it goes. And like as it does, it gives you guys just a brief second, and it's going to be a photo finish as the two ships go rocketing towards the finish line. And you see his hand start to come down a little bit, like he's going to stop. And this is determining whether he goes, no, it's okay, and brings the hand back up to cross the finish line at full speed, or just his hand wavers for a split second.
Oh god, Cal's gonna go to the bow of the ship and just reach an arm as far as he can. I spent too much money on this not to win.
So I'm on the ship.
Okay.
Oh my god.
I spent too much money on this for us not to win.
You said tails, right?
Yep. Come on, buddy. Come on, coin. I love you so much.
Come on, come on, come on.
Heads is the skull, right?
Heads is the skull.
Tails is the reaper?
Yeah, tails is the reaper.
Oh, God.
It's majority heads on this coin, right?
It is majority heads.
Yeah. Not today.
Yes!
The ship, by a few brief centimeters, crosses the finish line. The other ship stopping, and then as it does, the ship crosses by the briefest of inches as it comes down to the wire. I took a picture of it where it landed. I'll post it in the Discord as...
Has anyone else noticed this thing hanging around my neck?
As the Monkey C crosses the finish line, winning the second high lock race.
You can put your hand down now.
Alright.
Thank you, tall person.
You're welcome, small person.
High lock yells, and there is a burst of fireworks and arcane energy that echoes about the space. Well done, each and every one. I knew you could do it from the very start. You've made me a very, very, very rich man indeed. Yes, congratulations to each and every one of you.
If I was a barbarian, I would have punched.
I'm almost there.
Congratulations! Please, this way.
Oh my God.
And he leads you all to the area where you saw all of the dancers, and you see beaten and battered people from the race that are now wandering about. You see the mermaids who are not clean. Who are just, and they're not floating in the pool as the pool is sort of like on the ground. You see other individuals like men in bathtubs that were like, hey, we'll get them next year, gang. Like, that are like looking about the space. You look back, and as you do, two ships are at the shore. And it is the Gorgon and the Closed Clam Brothel.
Oh no.
Give the love to a ship. How dare you!
And the man goes, oh, well, yes, all right, so the victor go the spoils. And he outstretches a hand, and those ships begin to shrink down. He takes two bottles from his side. uncorks the tops and flips the bottles up into the air as the two ships, as they leave the shore, begin to shrink down further and further and further and further until both of them go into the bottles. He flips the corks back up into the air. The corks go sailing into the bottles, and he takes the bottles and attaches them to his side. He walks up to the members of the Closed Clan brothel, and they look very, very good-natured about it. They nod in defeat. The other person does not look like that. He's staring at you.
You've made it today.
And takes the pocket watch out, turns it all the way around, and smacks it. As he does, the stopwatch goes into his side, and he begins to blink violently, and he goes, "Eris, right?"
Who's that?
I have no idea who that is.
During the fanfare, Cal's tossing out more water park coins.
There is you're like, "Oh, come celebrate with us. We'll be at the water park."
Exactly.
Pleasure market. Racers are running up to each and every one of you, including the monkey C, the monkey do. The other members of the group are coming up to you, and they're kind of looking at you, and like the kid is looking at you, and you're doing. The two of them just make faces at each other. I think Thistle and the kid. The other ones are a little like reticent, but the other member of the tribe walks forward, and he goes, "We're having an issue with mimicry on our world, so I was a little reticent. I apologize."
Mood. What world are you from?
It's hard to explain. It's a magical place, inherently magical. He asked to take your hand. He's being very gentle. He's just trying to. He points you up at the sky. And you see those two stars?
Yes.
Second star to the left, and just straight on till morning.
What does this mean? Don't worry about it.
Give it about an hour.
They'll see you in about 2 hours.
And he bows to you, and he says, "Father guide you, Mother be with you, Child protect you."
I say the same.
And he kind of heads back over to his group. And
Before he goes, I want to flick him my chameleon.
yeah, he'll catch it and look at it and put it at his side, and walk over to the other group and begin to talk. The night is spent in revelry. Does everybody drink?
No.
Oh yeah,
When does my memory come back?
2 hours.
When is
2 and 2 hours? So about a little ways into the night, as everybody's talking in amidst the group, someone comes up to you and goes, "So you were the captain, right?
What?
Of the group?" And then all of a sudden, your memories come back to you.
All right, gang. So I'm gonna fire the arrow, and then since it's technically part of the ship and attached to the ship, will come in first. So just wait till we're near the end, then we'll fire.
Already won.
You did it, my
It's
dude.
over.
You did it.
Yeah!
I'm just looking for.
I must have been so caught up in the moment.
Yes.
I'm just looking for opportunities to go by the mermaid ship and let out the use what is it? Thaumaturgy is prestidigitation. I don't know. I want to make those noises. Thaumaturgy. The grossest, loudest. I'm hoping there's a little bit of PTSD from what happened, and I just want to make sure that they are emotionally traumatized by the time they leave this place.
Hylock is floating nearby, and he turns to look at the ladies, and he's like, "Ladies, a little decorum, please. It's a party." And he goes, "Why don't you all return home?" And she goes, No, we didn't do that. And he flicks his hand, and the tub is gone, the mermaids are gone, and things of that sort. And then he looks over at you, and he gives you a small wink. To the side. You are given your gold pieces.
2,000 gold pieces.
2,000 gold pieces.
If I did my math correctly.
You're the one who bet, so it's all yours.
You are also you all receive a group bounty of 1,000 gold pieces.
Wow.
No, wait. 10,000 gold pieces.
Each or total?
10,000 groups. So 2. No, hang on. How many are there?
There's 6 of us.
You receive 12,000 gold pieces.
So 2,000 each. Got
2,000 each. You're now
Okay.
sitting pretty at 4,000, but everybody else is sitting pretty on 2,000.
Thanks for the sub for the 4.
Hey, thanks, Scan.
Oh, hey, John.
Is that John?
Yeah, it's John Boy.
Oh,
it's my John.
Oh, you're John. Hey, what's up? You guys receive some odd magical items from Hylock. As he sort of passes out these odd items, you will find them in your inventory later because we're kind of pressed on time. There are some fun items there. I will say this. I'll give you a little teaser of the types of items that he has. He hands you he goes over to you, Clip, and he hands you a little stuffed piggy.
It's a piggy.
And he goes, this here is is an amulet of porcelain, a parapet of porcelain attraction.
Okay.
All pigs are going to be attracted to you.
Yes!
Small pigs, large pigs, like big pigs. Like anywhere you go, it doesn't matter if this is on your person or not, as long as you are carrying it close by. All pigs are going to be like, hey, what's up, dude? What's up, bro? They're all about it. You were going to be like this little girl trailing around with like spore druids and like families of pigs following around when you walk in the forest. That's just one of the.
Funny because it's mushrooms.
It's mushrooms. Yeah, I thought. Thank you for getting that joke. You guys spent a little bit of time reveling in your fun and gathering your items. You all receive a level up right this second. So you guys are all set to go. As the night wears on, before Hylock sends you all back to your ship, but ask Eris to stay behind for a second. Yes, dear. Hang on just 1 minute. And he brings the dome up. As he does, he simultaneously waves his hand at no longer the short humanoid figure standing in front of you, but a tiefling, light blue skin, long swishing tail, wings such as yours. Go on.
I guess it's overwhelming because I have so many questions.
Sure.
Because I mean, you know, I've lost every memory of this.
Okay.
So who are you to me?
Currently, I'm Hylock, a benefactor of the highest regard that thinks nothing but the world of you and your ship and the relationships that you are starting to forge. Unofficially, we were close. I think you know that. I don't think that's anything that I can say to you that you wouldn't know. We were very close. I miss you a great deal. I'm respecting your wishes in this matter. That's the only reason I'm staying the distance that I'm staying. But hey, I think this circumnavigates it, right? You bet on yourself, you bet on your team, so you wanted me to stay and keep my distance. I'm staying and keeping my distance there. I said, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for everything. I love you. And he walks over and just envelops you in a huge hug. He's taller than you. He wraps both of his arms around you and he pats you on the back and gives you this sort of like rubs the back, in small circles. And he goes, "Look at me. Stop. Stop hurting. Stop blaming yourself. Start living."
Me too, puppy.
You hear me? And he will kiss you on the top of the forehead. And as he does, he will take a small medallion out from behind him and hand it to you. And he goes, you may not be mine at the moment, but I will always be yours. And he puts the medallion in your hand and he taps you on the shoulder. And as he does, he turns back into the visage of Hylock. The dome drops and he goes, Now, dear, don't cry. The poop mermaids have been returned home. You shan't worry about them.
I won't.
All right. There. Well done. I must say I am very proud of this group and I look forward to a month's time from now.
Excuse me?
Excuse us.
For the 3rd annual Hylock race.
You want want us to participate in
You
a
want to lose
race
more money?
again.
No. I would love for you to participate in a race again. I would honestly be honored, but I feel like audiences are getting a little tired of the old same, traps in the water and underwater creatures and things of that sort. So we must change. We must adapt to the growing times.
Flying race.
Oh, Jesus.
That's a great idea.
Thanks.
Have fun in Neverland, kids. And he will wave his hand and he goes, flying race. Get me by a balloon man. Do I have a balloon man? And those are the last words you hear as the ship manifests itself off of the shores of Neverland. And that's where we're going to end tonight's episode, kids. Thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight. We made it all the way to the end of that before the cameras froze. I think that's high praise. For all the new people that joined up with us tonight for that amazing raid, thank you. We love you guys so much. Rain survives. That's okay. No, we've been racing and stuff like that, so we're going to go raid his channel. Rain survives. Oh, thank you for the follow. See, love you, heart. So we're going to go right now, go raid another channel that deserves some love. We got to support the D&D tabletop community because there are tons of stories to tell. Indigo Connect. And hey, are we ever going to stop flipping that coin at the most inopportune moments?
Never.
There we go. We love you guys. We'll see you all very soon. Come hang out with us as we go raid Proficiency Bonus. Raiding now. You guys are the best. Love you.